You know what I really want art of?
What?
Bun and like Dallas fuses, like the sweater's just Dallas fuse with with the shit on the back of it saying um let your fuel burn bright.
Or having your Overwatch competitor with your team.
Yeah, that's them. Yeah, Dallas fuses.
Oh, okay.
Alright, started the live stream. Bow is like the best fucking song for fucking Kaneko. Fucking
I have to go.
Imagine getting a model for Kenny Close 9.
폴라 수베테가 마블러시 남의 딱야 남의 도게 카왈리니 갤러 하크 I have to go and bim bim let's go 두고해 who's gone 두고해 가타 마타 호에테로 motherfucker 아이 때니 데키 나이夢から覚めない夢覚めないいつからこの性格 I don't mind ならば来れば自分がなけりゃ流される津波ミクサーお前のせいでレベラフォロワーやっぱりお前のおかげで右見て左見て右見てほらすべてが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and bim bim let's go どこへ Who's gone どこへガタまた吠えてる motherfucker 相手にできない迷える子羊たくさん目に間にそれでも懲りずに貫くべき金本だらけ間にお気持ち程度で I got music keep on moving Dang 見えないゲーム Day by day yeah 楽しいこと yeah それだけじゃねえ足りないんだねほらすべてが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and bim bim let's go どこへ Who's gone どこへガタまた吠えてる motherfucker 相手にできない
I remember my fucking old white friends. fucking middle school. I remember most of my fucking friends in middle school was fucking white and I had a mog. Oh, that shit was fucking I remember my like mog was like sharp as hell. But then I went to like this old barber I used to went to, and then as soon as he ended up fucking up my hair, and I was like pissed because he like shrunk it down, which I was just like, this is kind of fucked. Why would you do that?
Hello, YouTube. Once again, we're going into this page where I am getting harassed, bullied, and a lot of other things, which people call me a liar. But I don't like how people.
I hate my own voice. Alright, everyone. We're going to wait for. We're going to wait to, for this to happen. Oh, while we wait. Fuck it, I'll play a game of fucking Overwatch too. I know I shouldn't. Cause fucking rank started to piss me off. Oh, fuck it.
Don't worry, baby. Let me just do this quick mission in Monster Hunter, and I'll join you.
The only thing is, I'm just waiting for the tournament to happen. I'm waiting for the finals to happen, so I don't have to kill time anyways.
Oh, wait, tournament finals.
No, finals. I said tournament like a fucking retard. Finals is today. My team is playing, and there's like two other teams. One of the teams my team already beat, so we're probably gonna have that. We're probably going to. Actually, no. I'm thinking what is going on is the team that we beat is going to have a there's a losers bracket. So they're gonna go against the people on the bottom of that bracket. I'm just not gonna answer my phone. Unless it was my mom or my dad or my sister, that'll be fine.
Welcome to Hollywood.
I feel like with this map, I'm not gonna be good with Reaper. So fuck it, might as well just be. I might as well just be her.
We're in this together.
All of us.
I've done things I'm not proud of. Time to start making up for it.
Let's get this mission started.
Our mission awaits us.
I think I can make this worth my time.
If you would want to talk to me, I would have to mute everything
3, 2,
so no one hears my conversation.
attack commencing.
Fuck. I'm gonna just. He's just like, hey, all we did was make like small chit chat and this was like, you know, so I'm like, oh, hey, I'm gonna be pulling up later on. So, oh my gosh, who died on the spot?
I've got you in my sight.
Oh, a killer died on the spot.
What am I missing?
Yeah, he just saying he's gonna pay money.
The checkpoint.
You want me to get it and everything else. It's at 7:30.
Let them up.
Railgun powered and ready to fire. We're on our way. This ends now. That feels much better. Headshot. Cybernetics regulating. Can I get some healing? Oh. Thank you. Breaking them down.
Traveling to Dorado. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Any mics here?
We're in this together. All of
Back
us.
to no mics.
We're in for a smooth ride.
That's the thing I won't say to this. So, I think there's barely people with mics in Overwatch.
That's the only fan, right? That's why I didn't get yelled at.
What kind of armor polish do you use anyway?
I make my own,
With walnuts?
among other things.
I mean, I'm sorry, it's true.
We will be the lightning
That's for
that
me.
rises the storm.
It's for me. Like, it's always
Get
hard.
on bronze so I can get people to talk to.
Cause I always want to like,
3, 2,
it's hard to know what somebody needs.
attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Oh, that's right.
Not so fast. Railgun shot. I need healing. Thanks for the appreciate it.
The hell didn't you do for real?
Come on, Vivian. Get yourself together. Coming through. Clear out. Railgun charge. Stay put.
Oh fuck! I'm stupid as shit. Ah, why did I step in that? Why did I slide in that?
Might have to adjust my approach.
I'm trying my best when there's a fucking
Railgun powered
there's a
and
sniper
ready
in
to
the
fire.
background and no one will take care of that shit.
Going somewhere?
Like that.
Barrier has been overwhelmed.
If they won't quit, neither will I.
Can't escape death.
Oh,
It's not over till it's over.
Someone's about to start. Someone's gotta try.
Is that melody?
Death appears.
The payload has such grievous wounds. Misery made manifest.
My god, there's a sniper on the top with her fucking. Ugh.
Redeploying.
Such a fucking weird Smurf account.
Probably we're not allowed to make. I thought he would stop making for because of the Overwatch thing.
Well, this one acts like it's a fucking diamond.
Don't tell me that they have to be able to get.
Oh my god, my team is retarded. Oh my god, I hate this shit.
A dark step.
Maybe if our healers would actually do some good in the healing, maybe we can get ourselves into the situation. Because that sniper has a fucking mercy, healing her 24/7.
We're in this together. All of us.
Healer, stay on Bastion! What the fuck are you doing?
Surrender to my will. Disrupting.
Activating sub-voltage sequence. Initializing system. Sniper, don't get caught.
What's the rush?
I did not actually put me in an actual rank game. I'm fucking ranked. Why did it not put me in an actual rank game?
Oh no, baby.
Damn, it's so lame.
Stay put.
Mercy's putting their damage up.
That feels much better. Clear out. Railgun charged. Kill the Mahal. This ends. Recharging.
Holding back on me.
A cure for all the days.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Gonna need a new paint job after this.
Tap it, tap it, tap it. You fucking.
Nerf this.
Never mind.
Take cover. Score 0-3. Switching sides.
If it gets up close and personal, you shouldn't be scared to fucking tap it.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
You shouldn't get scared to tap it. You shouldn't. You should never, ever, ever get scared to fucking tap the fucking thing. Oh my fuck. I hate calling people slow, but I think my fucking team is slow.
We're in this together. All of us.
Ready to heal some wounds?
Physical or emotional?
If you can handle both, go for it.
They have this coming, so let's give it to them.
I thought my time in the field was done. But I guess you can't predict everything.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Escort the payload.
Going somewhere?
Nope, nope.
Railgun charge. Not so fast.
Get the fucking sniper, God! Kamiko was near me already. You can take out a fucking sniper with your kunais. At least 2 headshots of a kunai can kill a fucking sniper. You can't be that fucking stupid. You can't be that fucking retarded. You can't. That's basic fucking math.
We're going against the odds.
Oh my god, this shit disappoints me. Diva, don't get yourself fucking killed.
Disrupting. Need repair. Patch me up.
Activating self-destruct sequence. Calling in the big guns.
Railgun powered and ready to fire.
Get into the field.
Thanks.
Let the Kitsune guide you!
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Alright. Bitch. Just gonna keep on sniping right there.
Heads up.
It would be so funny if they just made Diva say aim lab, download aim labs.
The payload has reached.
I don't know, aim lab.
Aim labs is basically something on Steam that can help you get your aim increased and everything else.
Not so fast.
That
Like
seems
I said, my aim is like fucking dog water, but then sometimes I fucking learn it from that.
We're on
So.
our way.
Guess not.
Nerf this.
Probably for me, I just prefer this energy app. Just go to the standard Overwatch training thing. Even though it doesn't help you that much. It's the only thing I know what
Aim labs and that is still the same, but that aim labs is for first person shooters, definitely first person.
Come on, let's move this payload. What's the rush? Double kill.
Activating self-destruct sequence. Hey.
What's the rush?
Shield deployed. Reaching up.
Round 2. Complete. Score 3-3. Switching sides. Repair your defenses.
We're in this together. All of us.
Ready to heal some wounds?
Physical or emotional?
If you can handle both, go for it.
There's Bastion.
Can't change the world by following all the rules.
You count on me, I count on you.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 60 seconds remaining.
Not so fast.
Stop the pain.
Target in sight.
I will not heal.
Stay put. Railgun charge.
No cure.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh, I got a javelin stick in my fucking stomach.
What am I missing?
We just gotta stop him at this fucking point.
10 seconds
We're
remaining.
almost there. Keep it together.
Hiya!
Hello.
Round 3. Complete. Score 3-3. Switching sides.
So my team plays at like,
Prepare to attack.
so it says right here, my team plays at 10. So the only thing is I'm watching Houston Outlaws go up against Sharks.
We're in this together.
So at least that's good.
All of us.
Missing mines. We just really need to finish this one.
If we do this right, they won't even know what happened.
Can't they get anything done without us?
It's a full-time job.
So you know that game, The Witcher, the one with the dude who has like 2 swords and has a necklaceable item?
I've
I
done
don't-
things
I don't
like
remember.
that.
Yeah, I barely played the game, but I don't know much of the game, but my bro does. He does technically most of the world, and his set of armor, technically, you don't get him to get his clothes set.
Let's get this done.
I might have to grind.
Disrupting. I need healing. Appreciate it.
A glimmer of hope persists.
Railgun.
The stakes get ratcheted up a notch. Oh, no way did he do that? That's what you want to see. Are you not entertained?
What am I missing?
An era that celebrates where we came from. And a place
Stay put.
which heroes will fall. Which heroes will rise. The Overwatch League playoffs continue right now.
Oh my fuck!
To crown a champion
Okay,
of the
fine,
Overwatch
bet.
2022
I'll play as
season.
someone else.
It's finals days, everyone. Coming to you live from the HCC Arena in lovely Anaheim, California. The crowd is hyped. The players are ready. And today, they play for it all. Welcome to Watchpoint. I am your host, Zoe Schwint, and I am, of course, joined by Scott Costa Kennedy and Jonathan Reinforce Larson. But most importantly, we are also honored to be joined by Leah Denise and Jerry Smooth on Watchpoint, the wonderful voice actresses for Jungle Queen and Sojourn. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Good to have you here.
It's so great to have you guys here. We are thrilled to be able to have a quick chat before we get into all the action. Now, of course, in the moment, you know, right before you're recording your voice lines, I want to know if there is something you do when you get into character. Say something funny or quirky things that your character tends to say.
Can you not? Can you not? Can you fucking not? Can you not? Can you not? Can you not? Dude! Fucking junker! Fucking junkrat! Junkrat!
I'm always going into a session pretty nervous because I don't know where she comes from. When I'm in the booth, she absolutely takes over. She's a force, and I'm often like, oh, did that come out of me?
That's what I say about my analysis, but
I actually... Hello, everybody. It's so great to be here.
My fucking voice is already cracking up, dude! Understandable!
Whenever I'm getting into character, I usually hear some voice references. And so they'll play me some voice references of what I've done before, just to get me back on grounded into her. And then it's just imagination. And I find myself, because I'm a very physical person, I find myself moving my body a lot, but also trying to be quiet because you don't want to have the sounds picked up in the microphone. So I'm kind of silently moving my body, and I tend to be very physical with my face. So sometimes if it's an intense line, then you will
Finally!
see my face.
Now I'm kind of upset we don't get to see you
Oh,
guys' faces.
shit.
Just hear the voice lines. Do you guys have any favorites, any voice lines of your characters which really make you laugh?
I'm so sorry. Can you say that again?
Do you have any favorite voice lines of your characters? Is there anything that really stood out to you, makes you laugh? Or...
There are so many, and on the way here, I
That's
was
weird.
just
They only got the
scrolling
voice
through some of the
actors
Queen's
for
lines, and one I cannot share with you guys.
Has it been released?
Wait, you playing the Halloween mode?
And I will guess which one.
Are you playing the Halloween mode?
It ain't a party till somebody's
I'm
dead.
saying they bring the two people that voice Joker Queen and Sandra.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
I love
Probably
that.
could be the other ones, the other
I love
voices are busy.
Sojourn's ability to
No, they just
be
brought those two, Kaneko.
stable and someone that you can always
actor
count
Kaneko
on, and very clear and focused. And so one of the lines that I love, because she is such an appreciator of her team, and one it has been released, is "We're in this together, all of us."
Wow.
And I really appreciate that, because she understands the strength of everybody's individual unique abilities and how they work at best as a team. And the other one I like that it tickles me because I'm not necessarily this person, but she says, "I'd stay down." After she's gotten somebody down and they're trying to get back to nah, why don't you just stay down?
I love that.
I love that.
That's the equivalent.
That's the other one.
Yeah, both of them on the right
Has happened
is
recently.
the
So,
voice actors.
I want to talk to you guys.
Junker Queen
Overwatch is a
and
very
Sandra.
fanatical fan base. Obviously, there's a lot of passion there.
No, the one thing for me, I legit thought, I didn't look at the bottom correctly, so I thought, showing the picture of who's the voice actor or which character,
how's it been having those fans sort of come up to you and
I'm
appreciate your
dumb.
work? Let's start with you.
I have to say that I'm very new to the Overwatch world. Sojourn was introduced toward the end of Overwatch and is now here in Overwatch 2. And I have to say, I so appreciate the generosity
I don't know.
and the
Remember
positive
seeing that. Probably I missed
vibes
it.
and welcome that I've received from the fans. Really, like it's been such, you know, you, the fans who know this world, who played in this world, and it is so near and dear to you, to feel so welcomed is really a treat, you know. So I really appreciate it.
I absolutely second that. I'm also new to the Overwatch world and to gaming as well. So it was intimidating to come into this space and then to learn that the Junker Queen already existed in lore is so intimidating because it meant you guys were anticipating her in game, and that came with expectations, and you know, I didn't want to let any of you down, but from the response that I've been receiving from you all, I think you kind of like the Queen, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I like her too. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you all for reaching out and letting me know that you're loving the Queen and this outrageous journey that we're all on together, because this game is going to keep evolving and she's going to keep evolving, and it's really, really cool to be welcomed into this amazing community. So thank you.
Yeah. Now you mentioned, of course, Junker Queen was already part of the lore, and you know, there's so much lore that goes into Overwatch, but when you take on this role as the character and you're doing the voice lines, do you have any kind of like secret lore, anything that like really helps you get into character? Maybe you're sitting home on a Friday night and you're like, you know, I wonder what Sojourn's favorite food would be, you know, something like that. So I guess my question is, does Sojourn have like a favorite food or Junker Queen?
You know, Sojourn is so, in a way, very disciplined and focused, that I have to believe that she has her secret stash of things that she treats herself with.
Wait, what did he just say in the background?
Wait, what?
Butterfingers, for sure.
What did you just said on the
I think
fucking
it's
background?
something sweet.
I don't know. They didn't hear correctly.
Probably has
I
like a lot
fucking
of butter
don't
in
know,
it.
honestly.
You know?
I heard something.
I see. What about Junker Queen? I mean, she's out in the desert in Australia. I mean, surely there's not a lot out there. Is there anything that you're like, oh, you know, this is really Junker Queen to me?
Oh, just give her a good cold beer and she'll be right.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. I love
Your
it.
standard Jungle Queen.
Now,
Just class.
Standard Junker Queen.
That might be a little much to ask, but I put some cards down
That
right
sounds
in
more
front of me
Irish
because we
than
were
fucking-
putting together prior to the show, and we thought there are some lines missing that we personally would really love to hear in the
Just
game.
suggestions, you
Just
know?
suggestions. You don't need to, you know.
Maybe put them in the game.
I hope the
But
Jungle Queen will be
maybe
like
you do,
something
I don't know.
more
So we wrote a
like
few down,
Adidas.
we numbered them as well.
Like
So
something.
if you could give those
Like, I
a
don't know,
try.
like,
Maybe starting with
I don't
you
know.
here.
Like something like
good
a
one for Sojourn,
like a good
I think.
meal, or like some standard food
They stepped off the point.
for a queen.
Unfortunate.
I like that.
Yeah?
We would
That's
use
good.
that, won't we?
We would use that all the
That's a
time.
I would use it too much.
Yeah, for sure.
Use,
Yeah,
for
for
sure. All right, we got another one for our Junker Queen.
Just trust, okay?
Trust.
Just trust us.
It might not make sense now, but it will.
It will in the future.
Oi! That is an egregious C9!
Oh my god, you're joking. Did they just make her say Cloud9?
That is awesome. That's awesome. All right.
This one going out to you know, the people out there on Twitter. And
You
on
said when she
Reddit,
said
taking
69.
information
No,
from
she said
Sojourn.
C9, which is
do you wanna read that
Cloud9,
one for
which
us?
you have to be, huh?
Overpowered.
No,
I barely even tried.
That's right.
Who the fuck was in the background dancing?
Right,
It's the
one
Fortnite
last one. That one has like a.
Bro literally said I'm about to pop off.
Australian.
I am on so
maybe-
many beta
maybe Junkie
blockers.
Queen
Security ain't
give
on
it
my
a go.
ass.
Ha! Thanks for the heals, mate. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate that one because the Junker Queen needs healing and the support's got to support, so they're finally saying thank you. I appreciate it.
So do we.
Yeah.
We also, of course, appreciate your time. Thank you guys so much. Any last thoughts? Anything else you want to say to our community?
I just want to say the Overwatch League finals are coming up. Stay tuned, guys. More Watch Point right after the break. Woo.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna do like a Junker Queen thing. Like race of mayhem.
Fucking McCree.
I thought you were like race of mayhem.
Yeah,
I like
that blue is what I'm waiting for. That blue is what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna watch both of them to see how they do. I don't know what this one is. I'm guessing that's whoever wins. I'm guessing that's whoever wins in this one right here.
I was gonna assume they probably is Overwatch joining the competition.
My team
Like
is
the
in
creative.
number one right now. They have not lost any single match during this playoffs. So at this point, we're Division 1. We need to stay there. We need to win this fucking trophy. We need to.
I don't know. I actually don't have an Overwatch team favorite
I mean, that's cool.
because I don't know which one to pick.
Like when I was like into like esports, I started watching the Overwatch and everything else, and since I think 2018, 2019, started watching the Dallas Fuses and everything else. Let's see what the chat is saying. Where's everyone? Wait. Diamond is back, Diamond is back, Diamond is back. What the fuck?
Diamond's back.
I don't know who the fuck is.
Well, I thought it was always was there. I haven't checked much of the
Diva
competitive
mod,
stuff.
why? Oh, everyone's talking about that fucking. That dude's talking about that Diva mod. They're gonna make a certain mod for Diva that'll make her look fucking thick as hell.
Welcome back, everyone, to Watch Point. It's great to be back in front of a crowd.
So loud.
Anaheim. We're trying to work here. Can you like tone it down?
Why are people making art of him still?
No, it's
Weird.
fantastic. They just get even louder. I take that. I take
Fuck
that.
would still want to
Every
make
year,
art of this
we get to pay
fucking
tribute
pedophile.
to a dear friend
Oh my
of the
god,
Overwatch
it's so
community who
weird.
left us too soon in the form of the Dennis Havelka Award. This award honors the contribution of Dennis Internet Havelka to the community of Overwatch. It represents each year a player that deemed to be the most outstanding example of positive influence on their team, on the org, or the community at large as a whole. So let's take a look actually at some of the previous winners of the Dennis Havelka Award.
And if you take a look at this list, there are so many people who have brought such positivity to the Overwatch League community at large. course, Mickey. Initially, we all remember Mickey, you know, his laughter that he brought on stage.
Infectious.
I don't know who Scott Kennedy is, well.
Don't worry about him.
Well, for the Valiant, Sparkle. I mean, Sparkle, such a personality that really brings out the best in everyone. And that is really how I remember Internet Talk, of course. I got the opportunity to play against him, you know. We were on the battlefield together, and I remember, you know, in Korea, he was always like a big brother. He took care of everyone. He was this happy influence on everybody, and that is how I like to remember him.
And Kasa, as we just saw on the list, you got the honors to receive that prestigious award in 2019. Can you maybe share with all of us what that meant to you?
It was really special. You know, I knew Dennis as well from back in the early Overwatch, and that's really what this award is about. Dennis, when he was a player, he brought so many people together, not just in the game, but also outside of the game, bringing people and communities together as a whole. And he made Overwatch esports what it is today. He sort of built us up. And it's not just for me about what happens in the server or success in the server. It's outside of it, and the positive impact that you have in the community, on your teammates, on yourself as a person, just that personal growth and trying to be better. And I think this award is great at identifying and highlighting as players that really deserve it.
Absolutely. So now it is time to announce the recipient of the 2022 Dennis Havelka Award. And the person taking that one home with them for this year is no other than Daniel Hardy Flynagel.
An award that is an acknowledgement and also a celebration of a figure amongst the Overwatch League community that has demonstrated real leadership qualities, and not necessarily the outward leadership qualities in terms of, you know, just being in charge, but someone who constantly lifts the people around them up.
The reason why Hardy deserves this award is because he's a player who has needed to overcome some of the greatest professional adversity in his career. From being considered one of the weakest players on one of the weakest teams in 2021, to being a driving force for the rapid improvement of the London Spitfire and being an MVP candidate this year in 2022, it's really one of the best team and individual comeback stories we've ever had in the Overwatch League.
I think he also leads quite a good example in terms of how he's gone through like a massive fitness journey where he's like lost a lot of weight. He's now like very active in the gym, and I think he tries to encourage the rest of our guys and also people on stream or just the overall community about the importance of health and fitness and how it relates to gaming.
Everything Hardy does and that you see online is a representation of how much of like a kind person he is and how much he helps everyone. For every time you see him do something nice online or something funny on stream, he's done 100 times that within our team.
He's always just the first one to go out and walk with people to make sure they're okay. He'll be just checking in on people non-stop, basically. Like, he's always just trying to make sure everyone's okay.
There's a few, I guess, characteristics that you'd want the award winner to have. Being themselves and not letting themselves be held back by anything, and just being them on camera, off camera, on Twitter, on broadcast sometimes too, on stage, you know.
In Hardy's personal life, he's really taken to his fitness journey in a big way, but it's not something that he's kept entirely personal. Hardy's also gone to great lengths to encourage his teammates to join him in living a healthy lifestyle, something that's such a key component of being a balanced individual when you're competing in such a rigorous competition like the Overwatch League.
Winning the award means a lot to me. I've tried to grow as a person over the years, and it shows that I achieved my goals. It means a lot to me. Unfortunately, I didn't know Dennis personally, but I looked up to him a lot. I heard a lot of the good story, how he...
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Dennis Havelka Award winner, Hardy!
Wait, what? What did I miss?
You pretty much missed like one of the Overwatch scene. Okay, I think it's hard to see for a little bit. It's a little bit blurry. I have had a landing first.
Because you're gonna have your hands full here after this one. Congratulations, man. How does it feel to be out here? Pretty electric atmosphere in the arena.
Yeah, it's really crazy to me. It feels great to be here. Thank you so much.
Now, man, obviously, we heard from you about what it meant for you to win this award, right? I want to kind of ask you about your journey with your team over the last couple of years. There's definitely been some struggles to get to where you are now. Making it here to the playoffs and performing so well, tell us how you managed to keep your teammates together, kept their spirits high, even through the hard times.
I mean, I'm always trying to like lead by example, be a positive force to my team, my teammates. But I think one member of my team who gets credit but doesn't get enough credit is Coach Chris. And I think like a leader needs also another leader to like bounce off of. And Coach Chris helps me with that a lot. And we both bring like a positive force to the team. And I think we can like bring the best of our teammates.
Sometimes being a leader isn't necessarily about what people see in public or on social media. I'm really curious to know, what does it mean to you to be a leader? Maybe the stuff that people don't get to see as much of.
For me, being a leader means like, for me, like being a team means like being a family. And I feel like I'm like the dad of our family in a way.
Sure.
And it makes me like really proud, really happy what we were able to like accomplish and grow together and make friends and be like a real team, you know, not just like a team on paper, on contract, but we feel like we're a team, we're a family. It means a lot to me.
One thing that I found really compelling about your story is that for you, so much of your time was spent shifting the spotlight to the rest of your teammates and lifting them up as well and empowering them as well to become maybe leaders in their own right one day. I just want to take a second to maybe hear from you if you have a message to everybody out here in the arena and everybody at home, all the fans of Hardy and the London Spitfire and everything you guys have managed to do. I'd like to share a few words with them.
We're really, like, everyone in the Spitfire is so grateful for the whole support, for the fans, especially for the fans sticking around after last season and still having faith in us, trusting in us. We really love you. We appreciate it so much. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hardy, your Dennis Havelka Award winner. Thank you very much for the time down here, and it's been great to have an opportunity to acknowledge someone here next to me and also someone that's passed on that has had an indelible and everlasting impact on Overwatch esports. Love you, Dennis. Miss you. And thank you, Hardy, for sharing his example here in the Overwatch world. Back to you guys over on the desk.
Thank you so much, Mitch. Thank you so much, Hardy. Wow, I couldn't think of a more deserving person this season to actually receive this award. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, he is someone who has just been such a positive impact in the server. He went from being a player that not many people had very high up on their list, but he has turned that season around. But this award is not just about that. It's him as a person has evolved and changed. You hear that from all of his teammates, from his coaches. They're saying that he has improved as a person and made this community a better place.
He makes everyone surrounding the Overwatch League so much happier every time he's on camera, you know? I just want to queue into the guy. I'm like, I want Hardy to be on my team. I'm jealous in many ways. The London Spitfire get to experience such a vibrant, positive personality like Hardy. He definitely seems like a big brother to that team, and I look up to him.
I love the journey and also some stuff he shared there in the video where he didn't obviously know Dennis. Dennis was playing before he was in the pro scene, basically. And coming from a country myself which is not really represented much in esports, having another German playing on the highest level and having something to aspire towards like that is beautiful. So for him to now be on that stage and receiving the Dennis Havelka Award is very meaningful in many different ways. So we absolutely love to see that.
Yeah, and that's how Dennis was, and that's why this award embodies. Dennis was always that guy that everyone felt comfortable approaching. He was always that guy that made you feel comfortable in any social setting. We're gamers after all. We just want to have a good time and play video games. And that's what Dennis embodied, and I think Hardy does the same thing. He has fun with it. He doesn't take himself too seriously. And he at the end of the day is a great player.
Absolutely. So once again, congratulations to Hardy. Much love to you, Dennis. That is a great representative and positive force in the Overwatch community. We are now going to a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we're back, we will be announcing the 2022 Overwatch League Most Valuable Player. Don't go anywhere.
Ooh.
The 50 pop merch, some of their items got restocked with some new ones out. I bet them like 50 pop restock some of their supplies, like the plushies
in just a few moments,
and
we
notebook,
will announce the
another
Overwatch
item
League
for limited time.
But let's take a moment to appreciate all the fantastic players who were nominated for this prestigious award, because quite frankly, all season long, there was no shortage of really, really standout players.
I mean, it's been stacked, right?
crazy.
Like, I feel like every week I turn up to work and like a new player is popping off, and I'm like, who's MVP at this point? Like, are the Fusion gonna get involved with like Cess and M3? But here you go. Here are all the MVP candidates for the 2022 season. And I mean, already, like, starts off with Hari, of course, there, the Dennis Havalka award winner, but like Hanbin for the Dallas Fuel, Kai, he started off really hot for the Atlanta Rain, Kevster. There's just endless amounts of potential on this list, Costa.
And you have to give a shout out to Shu, the only support player on this list as well.
True.
He has been one of the most strong flex supports throughout this league for so long. There is just so many great players throughout this season. We've gone through so many metas, so it's been difficult. And honestly, let's be real, the discussion has been hostile, to say the least. There has been a lot of back and forth over who should be the MVP, and that is an important thing because that's just going to show how many great players we have in this league and how it could go to any one player.
But that's the beauty of this award, right? There is no right answer to that, because every broadcast day, another team pops off, another player pops off. So you could have changed your mind every single day and you would have still been right.
And also we have two different regions, of course. I mean,
there's
you know, there are so many great teams in the Western region, but in the APAC region as well. I mean, Seoul Dynasty, the Shanghai Dragons, like... Wait, are they cheering for the buff Doom?
I think they are.
Hey, put that sign up. Put that down.
Doomfist buff.
That Doom sign down.
No, get out of here. We don't need Doomfist buff. We got Winston and Rhino. No!
Production!
Oh, come on!
We're losing control.
Oh, we're losing control in Krauser. What's going on?
It's all right, it's all right. I got you guys. I can just distract them because we do have so many deserving players, of course, for this fantastic award, but only one can get it. Only one player will be the Overwatch League 2022 Most Valuable Player. And to announce the winner, please welcome the head of the Overwatch League, Sean Miller.
What's up, Overwatch League? Who's ready for finals? Guys, this has been one of the closest MVP races that we've seen in years. Top tier competition across the board. We have to pick one. And for the first time in Overwatch League history, we have the same winner of the Rookie of the Year and MVP. That's right. Let's give it up for Proper, your 2022 Overwatch League MVP.
Damn! Damn! Damn!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Proper.
your 2022 Overwatch League MVP, it's Proper!
Oh, good shit, Proper! Good shit! Good shit, Proper! Oh, and they give us as a beautiful trophy.
Together for your season MVP,
Proper, unbelievable. Congratulations, you've won the Roll Star. You're the Rookie of the Year, and now you're the MVP. How does it feel to know that your peers think so highly of you?
뭐 루키 오브 더 이어뿐만이 아니라 지금 신인상 또 롤스타 지금 이제 시즌 MVP까지 받으셨습니다. 당연히 뭐 주위 팀원들뿐만 아니라 많은 팬분들이 주는 상으로서 좀 어떤 의미가 있고 지금 심정 좀 어떠신가요?
일단 솔직히 믿기지가 않고요. 좀 떨리네요 지금 살짝. 신인상도 받고 이제 저는 저보다 잘하는 사람들이 많다고 생각하기 때문에 MVP는 다음 연도에 노리려 했는데 MVP까지 받으니까 주변에서 응원해준 사람들한테 너무 감사해요, 다들.
I definitely. I mean, this is. I feel really great. Of course. I'm a bit nervous right now. I really didn't expect this at all. Of course, getting the Rookie of the Year. I honestly wanted to work towards getting the season MVP for next year.
That's the guy who got the
this award,
trophy.
and I just want to thank all my peers and all my friends who were rooting for me. And this is.
I'm
Really,
gonna say
really
this.
great.
Looking at
Thank
that
you so much.
trophy. Why do I feel like I've been like covers of fame where I got like a fake material, it can last there, just put a drink and just drink off of that
Only
trophy.
the MVP of the season, Proper!
That trophy looks like you can drink from it. It's covered with something to make sure it can stand on liquid, it does not rust though. Or
Thank
make
you
sure
so
the thing
much.
is dirty. Like a copy of it,
Surprise,
but
it's Proper!
would.
No one could have known.
Who would have
Just drink
thought?
from it.
But I mean, at this point, we might as well just give him the championship trophy. He's collecting them apparently in this event.
Are you so sure about that? I'm seeing a lot of different Dallas Field fans and Houston Outlaws fans over here. Proper, what an amazing year for him. Rookie of the Year, now MVP of the league as well. Such an impact player for the San Francisco Shock.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of things to say. We've said it so many times because he just won the Rookie of yesterday, but he is absolutely deserving of this MVP award. Every time he steps in the server, he is the most important player. He plays everything as well. We know him for his Genji earlier in the year. Then he picked up the Tracer, had high impact. And now in the playoffs, making a lower bracket run, moving over to that Sojourner, hit scan roll. He really does everything, guys.
And I mean, he picks it up on the Sojourn as well. As all heroes this season on your screen, 4th in hero damage, tied for 5th in eliminations, 2nd in final blows, and 1st in final blow to death ratio. Proper has been an absolute beast this entire season for the Shock.
And you know, some people said coming into this season, Proper's getting overhyped, he's getting overrated right now. Where are those people at now? Because he has just been a force to be reckoned with every time he has shown up. I have so much respect for this player to be able to do it in your first season, and now he has the true challenge. Can he pull his team to a championship title?
If anyone was to do it, it would be him. Proper, he's an absolute generational talent, and I'm looking forward to see so many more years of Proper dominating in the Overwatch League.
Absolutely. The flexibility and the skill on that player is beyond words. However, we do keep on trying to find the right words to describe everything he's doing for us, all the entertainment he's brought to the server. Now, that Rookie of the Year and now MVP still has his eye set on the Overwatch League Championship trophy. But first, Proper and the San Francisco Shock, they have to get past the Houston Outlaws. The lower bracket final is right around the corner, and we'll break it all down for you after this break. Stay tuned.
That is so many fucking breaks. I know it's grand finals, but still. Oh, because it's not fucking 8.
Welcome back, everyone, to Watchpoint. Only 3 teams remain in contention for the Overwatch League 2022 Championship. And you know what? Let's just run it back, all right? Let's take a look at the
Brackets!
Everyone's favorite segment. That's right. Starting with the lower bracket, let's see who is still in it to win it. We will end up with the San Francisco Shock and the Houston Outlaws here, but what a run.
What a run from the San Francisco Shock, taking out 3 of the 4 APAC teams joining us here in Anaheim. It started with the Shanghai Dragons, then the LA Gladiators, Seoul Dynasty, Hangzhou Spark. The San Francisco Shock beat them all for a match against the Houston Outlaws here in the lower bracket.
And this is a rematch. This actually, San Francisco Shock chose the Houston Outlaws in the first round when they were the 2nd seed. And this match didn't go how the San Francisco Shock expected. They lost in a map 5 banger to the Houston Outlaws. It was a very back and forth series, a lot of different things happening. Dante was still playing the Orisa, played a little bit of Roadhog. We got a Roadhog mirror in there as well. Esperanza, the San Francisco Shock, just held on. But the one big thing that I noticed in this series was, first of all, Mikey had a poor first map, but he has since turned it around in the playoffs. But also, Lastro and Violet, that is the head-to-head. The Lucios, I have to talk about the Lucios. That head-to-head was very interesting because Violet outpaces Lastro in getting sound barrier. And just yesterday, Lastro was struggling to get effectiveness with that sound barrier. So keep an eye on those 2 players. But also...
What the fuck?
What happened?
Keep an eye on just the players in the servers. If you're a Contenders fan, you're about to be very excited.
Just like
They know how to play against each other. They played with each other.
There could be
Now
some
on the
lag
biggest stage,
there,
they're playing against.
The new generation of Overwatch talent is here, and it's right here in the lower bracket right now. These players, they know each other, they played with each other, but now they're facing each other. I couldn't get more excited for this matchup.
Neither could I. Now, yeah, the players are very familiar with each other, and we here on the desk are very familiar with looking at Sojourn head-to-head. And we've got a really great one here for you, of course, in Leveling Up, presented by Butterfinger. Danny, what we got for this one?
I mean, we have to talk about this, guys. We always talk about Sojourn. I know you guys, some of you might be sick of it, but we have to because Sojourn is that important and has that much impact in the game right now. And so we're looking at Merit and Proper, both of them honestly looking really great. Merit, I'm very surprised. He wanted to really carry so much yesterday, and he sort of popped off on that Sojourn. Proper as well, of course, beating this the Hangzhou Spark and beating Shy in that Sojourn duel. So it was really a treat to watch. I'm just very excited to see these 2 Sojourn players going head-to-head today.
And in the past, Merit did get the better end of the stick in the Sojourn matchup last time they passed, but Proper, going through this lower bracket, has just leveled up time and time again. That's why he is our MVP. It could be a very different matchup. If the Houston Outlaws are going to get this win, they need Merit to stay in form and get this win.
Now, if we're looking at those 2 teams, though, like, I mean, yeah, San Francisco.
Again with this bullshit.
Magical, quite honestly. They haven't been in a top 3 scenario since stage 1, 2018, where they lost to the London Spitfire.
Wow.
2018. I mean, wow. This transformation has been epic, and it's because of one person in particular, Junkbug, who used to be part of the San Francisco Shock. He won it with 2019 and 2020 with the San Francisco Shock, and since Junkbug became the head coach of the Houston Outlaws. Now, what did that transformation look like for the Houston Outlaws? Well, let me just show you this stat coming up on your screen right now. On control, the Houston Outlaws have leveled up dramatically, as you so, observe and pointed out the other day, Zoe. In 2020, the Houston Outlaws had a control map win rate of 28%. In 2020, San Francisco Shock had a 76% control map win rate. In 2022, the Houston Outlaws, they are the best team in the playoffs on control. So if the Houston Outlaws want to make a deep run here in the playoffs today, it's all about that control game mode. They have to secure them. We talked about the players playing each other from their past. Well, it's also a coach matchup. Junkbug, who used to be part of the San Francisco Shock, now part of the Houston Outlaws. Another epic matchup for this one.
We're so excited for this one. Now, here's the thing. Outlaws' last showing wasn't as great and as explosive as their earlier ones in these playoffs. So I am very interested to see where our Preds are going. Are you still believing in the Outlaws, or do you think that San Francisco Shock is going to run it back? Let's take a look at our Preds for this one and hope we don't get booed again here by the audience.
What did you do?
No one in Houston? Not one? Come on! We couldn't have had... We're getting booed again! Where's the Shock fans? Come on!
Shock fans, protect us! Shock fans!
Oh, God.
No, there's definitely more Outlaws in the house than there are Shock fans. And
He has a Shock shirt on. How the hell are you not gonna be like,
but that is okay. I mean, okay, but let's tell them why we went for the Shock, all right? Let's justify it.
I think the San Francisco Shock have leveled up a lot since their last meetup with the Houston Outlaws. I think they have come a long way. Popper's in top form on that Sojourn, and the Houston Outlaws took a pretty brutal loss to the Dallas Fuel. Yes, it's the Dallas Fuel, but I couldn't shake it off.
They did, but if there's one player to highlight, I mean, Danny put it right. It's all about merit on the Houston Outlaws. He has to pop off in the Sojourn matchup.
I mean, and he tried his best yesterday. Merritt really did.
For me, Rookie of the Year, Season MVP, proper. That's it.
That's it. That's all you need to know for this matchup, and that's it for Watch Point. The Overwatch League finals start right now.
Let's go!
Let's go! Woo!
It started as a promise of something different, a promise
This right here
of
is epic.
heroes. But the path to glory is never promised.
This is a knockdown, drag-out, no-holds-barred brawl. What devastating loss. Heartbreak City. This is the largest mountain to climb.
But somewhere, a glimmer of hope persists. The promise of a new era.
The stakes get ratcheted up a notch.
The trophy looks super fucking big.
That's what you want to see. Are you not entertained?
An era that celebrates where we came from. At a place we call home. Which heroes will fall? Which heroes will rise? The Overwatch League playoffs continue right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 Overwatch League Grand Finals. Yesterday was an absolute slobber knocker of matches, but today we are treated with two games that are certainly going to bring the heat. In our first match of the day, could one team potentially shock the world with one of the greatest lower bracket runs that I've ever seen in esports history? Or will their opponent look to ante up the competition, as it's going to be the San Francisco Shock taking on the Houston Outlaws? And then, waiting in the wings, the uncrowned kings looking for their title. It is the Dallas Fuel, as they will be competing in our Overwatch League Grand Finals. And we'll take on the winner of our first matchup of the day. But folks, we have had such a monumentous season. We've had such an incredible road up until this point. It has been over 1,000 days since we have crowned a world champion in person. So for everyone here right now, give yourselves a round of applause for witnessing history. And I have one last question for you. Are you ready? Oh, no. I think we could do it a little bit better than that. I said, are you ready? The Overwatch League finals start right now.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. It is the dawn of the final day. 3 teams vying for that trophy, but 2 of them have to face off in one final challenge before they can face the Dallas Fuel. That's right, the San Francisco Shock and the Houston Outlaws have one final chance here, Rose. It's going to be a crazy one. Golden Boy already mentioned. Shock, they made a heck of a lower bracket run.
They were the Apex Slayers of the tournament, sending home some of the best in the East, the Shanghai Dragons, the Seoul Dynasty, and yesterday, the Hangzhou Spark to make it to this point where now they've got to face off against the Houston Outlaws coming in from the winner's bracket.
Yeah, Houston Outlaws had a good run, even beat the Shock at the very beginning of the playoffs. They've got to have some mad confidence coming into this. I mean, the San Francisco Shock also managed to stop the Hangzhou Spark completing their lower bracket run. I mean, MVP proper, the desk thinks they're all going to win. The Pick'ems think they're going to win. But there's still a lot of green jerseys, a lot of Houston Outlaws fans right here in Anaheim.
I was gonna say, I think Anaheim might be more on the side of the Houston Outlaws. And you know those fans like to get rough and rowdy and passionate for their team. And I can't wait to see what's gonna happen because we're gonna be dishing out some big blows from both.
Anaheim, are you ready?
Banana suit is more than touch of banana.
The two-time champs,
Hey,
the San Francisco
I'll say this.
Shock.
Give him a morpher with a banana.
Oh, the San Francisco Shock! This team came out of the gates guns blazing this season with one of the most strongest, undefeated run that we have ever seen in the Overwatch League history.
Almost had a perfect regular season, only at the very end were they snubbed. They're looking to repeat 2019, their lower bracket run that they eventually went on to win. Lightning does strike twice. Can it strike thrice in this game? Look, Proper's already got the Alarm Rookie of the Year award. He's got the MVP. Dude's a role star. Can he claim that trophy too?
Yeah, maybe even Grand Finals MVP if Shock can get there. And they've got a lot on the team that will be able to boost up their confidence. Mikey going to be starting off in that tank role, as Shock like to do, to play him on control, to get aggressive and set up the team for success.
Let's bring on their opponents. It might be their final opponents if they're not careful. Please welcome to the stage the young guns from Texas, the Houston Outlaws. A team that had many questions coming into this year, with Dante swapping to the tank role and performing out of his mind, to the surprise of many. Dude's a man of many talents. And two former O2 Blast members, Pelican and Merit, who have just gone Super Saiyan in the playoffs.
The arena is going absolutely wild for this team, and what else can you expect from the Land Slayers themselves? This is going to be your starting lineup for the Houston Outlaws. It's been the same one that we've seen throughout the course of the playoffs, and so there really aren't any surprises coming through from the Houston Outlaws lineup or the lineup for the San Francisco Shock.
And the sheer force of, well, the courage, stepping up in the last few moments here for Merit and Pelican, just putting on unbelievable performances. We already saw the stat card earlier on, just the Sojourn head-to-head is just insane. It is Outlaws taking it over the Shock in that regard. It's going to be a tough, hard-fought battle, but the Outlaws have had an unprecedented run for their organization. Johnny spoke about it on the desk. This is a long time. In a while, they've been in a position where they can lay hands on that trophy.
Players are just going to be getting ready, but as they do, we've got to look back at a little bit of the historical run that both of these teams have had playing against each other for the regular season. Up until this point, they had played each other 4 times, with San Francisco Shock coming out on top 3 times, and more recently, the Houston Outlaws being able to stick it back to the final match for them in the regular season, and of course, the match that we played in Winners Round 2 just a little bit ago, which, according to Kalush, was one of the most heartbreaking losses that the Shock had experienced. They didn't want to have to lose to such a good friend in Dante, but they're back and they are hungry to be able to take it to the Outlaws.
We're jumping into our first match in just a moment. I cannot believe we finally get to play a playoffs on LAN. The San Francisco Shock and the Outlaws, it's their last chance to get to that finals, to take the trophy. They have to get through this, and then the Dallas Fuel heading to Nepal is our first map.
This playoffs match will be first to 3, and we'll kick things off on Control. And because Houston Outlaws came in from the winner side of the bracket, they get first map pick, so they picked to go to Nepal. And there's a pretty strong disparity for how both of these teams have performed on this map thus far. The Dest already hit on how the Houston Outlaws have such a strong win rate on Control, and we all know the meme about the San Francisco Shock and Control and how that one goes. But on Nepal specifically, Houston Outlaws are undefeated on Nepal, and San Francisco Shock have yet to win on this map. So it sounds like Houston Outlaws want to go to a comfort pick to get that confidence boost for the rest of the series.
Crowd here is already electric. It's going to be the same old comps I can imagine, although if proper plays Genji, I think the crowd would go even more insane. Yeah, we are going into Village Start, first round. It's the 2022 playoffs. Shock have made an incredible run. They make it all the way to the finals again. I don't know what to think. Let's unlock the gates. It's the calm before the storm. Shock versus Outlaws. TP's forward, and they're going to meet in the mid.
Looking at Proper to try to make a first pick.
Oh, with Dante going down, that's not good. Creative trying to back up. Quick reset from the Outlaws. Nice TP through the wall from Creative. 5 seconds till the point unlocks. Proper holding the fort down on high ground. Don't want to have Shock in free sight line, of course. See Dante and Merrick kind of skulking around. Crosshair's completely just focused on Proper right now.
Yeah, well, it's going to be all about trying to keep those Sojourns in check as Mikey and Dante both look to focus fire onto the Sojourns, as Merrick and Proper are going to go for a duel of their own.
Shock end up capping the point first. They force Pelican's Wraith form. The bubbles have been used too by Mikey. Merrick almost landing that giant railgun kill, but Proper actually opens this one up. Snipes Last Stroke from across the point. The Shock get the recap. Only 7% awarded to the Outlaws there. Oh! Mikey fighting a small stagger too. On to Merritt, and Proper even going for a little aggressive peek. Look at this damage, actually forces Pelican to use Wraith already. Look at that aggression.
I mean,
he's got the overclock too.
What you gotta do when you have that overclock ready to go. Maybe San Francisco Shock can use just that to be able to keep the Houston Outlaws from entering back into the point. But we will see Dante use those mobility cooldowns to try to push Shock to meet them there.
Kitsune rushes for both teams. As now it's just a battle of wills who will give it up first. Bubble goes down, and isolation onto Pelican, forces him to use the shift. And now Proper with the overclock, firing through the bubbles, a slide to the side, but Outlaws a little bit too tricky to pin down. And now Outlaws are going for the push. The beat comes out. Dante just leading the charge as Proper's trying to find value, but it's just getting focused out. Even a primal race from Dante to force the rest of the Shock away from the point as they end up capping. Violet falls slow. A snipe from there is good. The Strikers tries to teleport away. And now the low health members of Shock just trying to not to stagger too much as Pelican thrives a little 3k off the back of that.
Yeah, he's going to be rewarded with the Death Blossom, so that's a great tool that the Houston Outlaws can use, especially in maybe a sneak attack, as the San Francisco Shock have to come back into this one to try to retake control of the point. But where are they hiding? Houston Outlaws, they want to get a bit aggressive here. You see where Pelican is? He's just waiting. He's waiting to go and drop down onto the shock.
Down in a bit of free space. Oh, 8 HP. Wow. All right, Pelican. There you go. Food don't matter anymore. Violet goes down to that Death Blossom. Pelican's still pretty low, but without a Lucio shot, really just have to fight on the point now. Mikey makes an aggressive jump towards Merit, but he had the power slide to get away. Sends him straight back to the spawn doors. 65% now for the Outlaws and building. Striker's still willing to kind of fight this. Couldn't find any presence from Proper from the side. Kills Dante. This could be a go time for the San Francisco Shock. They've had the Kitsune rush and Mikey's already back. Proper again.
What? Well, now if that wasn't enough, then maybe this is the go signal as Violet's going to be able to get a pick 2 onto Pelican. And that's a quick recap for the San Francisco Shock. They were able to hold on to that Kitsune rush as well. And Proper ready to go with that overclock. So we're going to expect to see some explosive damage coming out from the Shock to meet the Houston Outlaws right at main.
Well, there's 2 Kitsune rushes, but the beat for Lastro is going to come online quite soon. Lastro a little bit away. Shock are going to have to try and stall this out. There's the Kitsune rushes, but no, they're going to try and force the issue. Both Proper and Merit find a kill at each, but this sound barrier could tip the scales in the favor of the Outlaws right now. The focus fire just permanently on the front line, but Dante takes too much damage and Shock still control. And here comes Proper, railgun in hand. Dante jumps back to the rest of his team, and now the beat comes through. A headshot from Proper as Striker brings it up, and San Francisco pushing Outlaws to their limits. 99%, no one there to touch as they take round number 1.
Some mixed reactions in the arena for that one. A couple of MVPs, a couple of boos. All right, we know exactly what side the fans are on right now. But I gotta watch this replay because Proper getting that railgun charge activated. Dante peeking his head up just to get it taken off there by Proper. But he's constantly has his railgun up. And with the snipe onto Merit as well, that was a great way for Shock to start their victory for that first round. But now it's time to go over to Shrine, where we did see a crit teleport out from the Shock. Striker coming back there with the Reaper, but it's the Houston Outlaws that make it to the fight first.
Proper starts the round off yet again with a bang. Oh, a double kill made that. As Dante's killed, finding his way to the exit door. All right, San Francisco. They're going to claim the point first, I can imagine. Not sure Outlaws are going to try and touch. Still upbeat the Outlaws, though. They can regroup as 5. Shouldn't be too much time wasted, considering how quickly those kills came through.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty quick reset for the Houston Outlaws, but we're still waiting for ultimates to come online, so it's all going to be about the raw frags that both of these Sojourns can get. Merit trying to go on an off flank, but Proper's locking that down.
Indeed, Proper sends in a railgun. It goes a little bit wide. Now he's the main focus right now of the Houston Outlaws, but they have to back off. Merit's got a fully charged railgun. He unloads and does end up swinging a miss with that one. Proper is going every single time there's an engagement. But the San Francisco Shock actually switched sides with the Outlaws here. They're still going to have to jump to make sure the point doesn't get flipped, and it's up to Violet to do so. He does go pretty low, but there goes down the MVP. This Pelican focuses the fire on him. As the Houston Outlaws claim a couple of their own. And this flip will come through.
Shock are still able to capture roughly 50% before the Houston Outlaws take back control. But this is where things start to get really interesting as we see both of these teams with their Kitsune rushes online. Houston Outlaws taking a very aggressive positioning. Merit's going to back up to be able to save some room for this overclock. But what do these Kiriko do? When do they decide to lay down the pavement?
Ideally pretty early, especially if you're on the Outlaws, you want to quick wide. Oh, Dante already taken down Proper. How'd that isolation come through? The Houston Outlaws aren't going to need to use any ultimates at this point. Kitsune Rush is blown on both sides. Pelican just unloading his Hellfire shotguns. As the Outlaws are going to find a cleanup. 40% in building. A futile attack from the Shock there.
Really nice value conversion though for the Houston Outlaws, just laying down the Kitsune Rush and being able to convert that over to a team wipe. And the Shock now too, when they use theirs, now they have to come back in with other resources, but Striker is still working towards getting the Death Blossom online. At least both sound barriers are available, so whatever type of damage comes out from either team should be able to be saved by the sound barriers.
Proper checking for flankers already. Mikey's in, causing a ruckus with that primal rage. Passed it back to the rest of the team. Same with Dante. Is he just trading primals? But this overclock actually sends Shock into a little bit of panic, it looks like. So they're going to remedy now with a beats. America gets chased down. A perfectly placed bubble from Mikey to stop that sound barrier reaching him. And now with the man advantage, the San Francisco Shock are just going to take over the game. Proper kills too. Striker's got the rest. Pick up the check at the door, Outlaws. Your time is done here. 50% for the Shock now.
Proper trying to pop off for the Shock right now as they start to meet Houston Outlaws in their capture percentage. Striker though,
nice Suzu, but is it going to be enough? Of course it's not. As Suzu, that immortality only lasts for a brief window. A nice early fight from the Shock there.
Exactly, and now they already have that Kitsune Rush back online, so Fink can send that straight down the middle. And when this is last fight territory, Shock could use this Kitsune Rush to close out the map here.
No ultimates for the Houston Outlaws, yeah. I mean, maybe the Kitsune Rush comes online. All right, they've spotted the encroaching Outlaws on the side in instant Suzu. There's the Kitsune Rush forcing Outlaws towards the point, and Dante's already down. The Shock, without need to worry about the Winston, could just charge on forwards. Is there hope for the Outlaws coming in? Creative takes down the Kitsune Rush, but it's not going to matter. 99% to 85, the San Francisco Shock play map one.
That is the pace we expect to see coming out from the San Francisco Shock when Mikey is in the roster for those control rounds and when the odds were stacked against them. This is the first win that San Francisco Shock have gotten on Nepal to kick off this series, so that's gotta feel really good for the team heading forward.
In that upper bracket quarterfinals, they ended up going down on control versus the Houston Outlaws. It's a close series. Maybe we get the 5-mapper. We'll have to wait and see, but if Proper's playing like this, it looks a little bit unlikely. We're going to jump to a quick break. Map number 2 on your screen soon. Don't go anywhere.
I didn't know we broke up. We were all at the church that day. You didn't answer anyone's contact. You were just calling what they could think of. And your friend went to your house to sleep and didn't die. Nothing was there, right? This isn't funny. I moved from there. Since when? I checked you previously, and he said you were leaving the place this month. You weren't in the house longer, huh? Yep, because I was with my boyfriend. Your boyfriend is me! You were more of a keeper than a boyfriend. I was in a fight with my boyfriend when I met you. You had a decent salary, you were handsome and tall, and you were very submissive. So I thought I'd just go out with you. So I was your affair, huh? Well, I didn't think so, but I guess you could say it like that. That isn't a normal thing to do. And if you got back with your boyfriend, you'd stop going out with me then. Yeah, I thought so too. It's behind me a lot of things, right? So I thought maybe a little longer. This isn't funny. Whoops, sorry. Stop laughing. Don't be so mad at me. I thought a marriage was too far too, so we broke up, right? You were the only one who thought so. Well, I did my best. I'm going to need you to pay for the cancellation fee, the gifts, everything we bought for our new house, the engagement ring, and the dress you rented for yourself. Wow, you're so cheap. The cancellation fee was almost paid by your parents because they were so disappointed in you, but... Then they can pay for it. My parents' money is basically mine. It isn't yours. And listen to what I have to say. I didn't let them pay. I couldn't make good people like them take responsibility for your actions. Stop acting like a nice person. If they said they were going to pay, just let them.
Wow, you're horrible. I'm going to request payment for everything.
You were the one who decided we were having a wedding, right? Why do I have to pay for it?
Are you serious?
The gift cards can't be reused, but use everything for your next
Yep, it's the
partner.
guy in the banana skin.
Okay?
It's the guy in the banana
Have
skin.
everything prepared. Your next girlfriend would be proud of you.
Recycle it? What is this? A sushi restaurant?
I'll have two, please.
Stop it! I can't recycle any of it.
Yes, you can. They won't know.
You think about it for a second. How would you feel if someone did the same to you?
I don't need to think about that.
Why not?
My boyfriend is a CEO, so is super rich, and isn't cheap. My 10-day Hawaii trip is all paid for by him, too.
Huh.
Oh, I'll have the dress ordered for me, and I'll wear it with my boyfriend, okay?
He's so rich. Make him buy one.
There isn't any other dress that'll fit me, okay?
You're cheap, huh?
Nope, I'm smart. I don't like when things go to waste. Anyways, we didn't get along because we had differing opinions. Good luck with your next girlfriend, okay? Okay?
You too.
I'm already fine. I'm super happy.
Well, hope that lasts. I was shocked that the person I was about to marry was as stupid as this. I was shocked at first, but I needed to think positively and thought I was lucky to not have married someone like her. Good luck comes sometimes, I guess. But I'm bringing justice to her, though.
Hey, Alex! This is
What is this man on right now?
What is
Oh,
it?
Zero puts
What are
Vision
these
in the dark,
papers?
returns to
Oh,
sender.
you
They
got
can't
them?
get away. The damage is
Holy
inevitable.
cancellation fee for $50,000?
Rampage!
What is this? A
This
scam?
man looked
I checked with
revitalized.
my lawyer.
Empty
and
God
this is
from the
price.
top of the
I
pillar.
don't get it. I'm not paying this, okay?
Then they're going to take your salary. That's okay with you.
I don't work anymore. I have our wedding next month. I can't have this kind of debt. I have a baby in my stomach.
Well, your boyfriend is a CEO and is rich, right? Tell him what happened and make him pay them.
I can't tell him about this kind of blackmail.
If you think this is blackmail, you need to talk to him then. If he worries at all about his future wife, he'll do something for you.
I can't tell him. Please take this request down. I'll apologize for it, okay? I'm about to marry the man of my dreams. I can't let this opportunity get away.
I don't care.
Oh,
Alex,
on the
please.
roster that can't be
If
denied.
you can't talk to him, I'll send the papers to your future husband then.
This
If
is
that
going to be
helps.
a wild
This
ride.
isn't funny.
Alright, then pay up, okay? Good luck. Afterwards, Taylor couldn't talk to her future husband about his alimony, and so tried to borrow money using his credit card, but he found out when he received a note from the bank about it. He couldn't make up an excuse for the money, so once she showed him the alimony, he couldn't believe in her at all. So he hired an investigator to check her, and learned that the baby inside of her may not be his own baby. Their engagement was canceled along with the wedding, and now Taylor has doubled the alimony to pay up. She's lost the celebrity life she dreamed of, and is living a dirt
It's
poor
already
life.
heating up here in
Trouble
Anaheim. The
busted.
San Francisco Shock and the Houston Outlaws with their final challenge to face the Dallas Fuel in the grand finals a little bit later on. The San Francisco Shock taking map number one. A couple of clean rounds as we go into the next map.
And for this next map, Shock are going to keep Mikey in the roster to kick things off. Already had a strong map number one. And this is unusual because typically during the playoffs, we've seen Mikey get subbed out in favor of Kaluge for these payload maps, and then Mikey will come back in to anchor out the control. But Shock, they had such a dominant performance on Nepal, finally getting a win on that map and snapping Houston Outlaws' 5-map control win streak. So it might make some sense to put Mikey in there.
Well, Proper also had a hell of a game on the Sojourn. He talked on the desk how it would be the Sojourn versus Sojourn, but Proper stats looking anything but even right now.
Yeah, he had over 10,000 damage. The next best person, like 6,500? And then you got 36% of the team's damage overall. That's pretty mighty high for a Sojourn. And that charged shot accuracy, I mean,
And
Yeah, you
deaths.
could see that.
Only 3 deaths too. How does a man look so cool, calm, and collected, winning 2 trophies and hopefully going for a 3rd after this, smiling on stage like that? Well, you put up those numbers, that is for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of Shock fans in the crowd, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We're in California after all. All right, Kings Row is the map. Like you said, Rose, Mike is actually staying in a little bit, something that we don't usually see here. And this was Outlaws' choice.
It is Outlaw's choice, and so maybe why San Francisco Shock are going to keep Mikey in the roster is because during the playoffs versus the Gladiators recently versus the Spark, Shock have taken losses on this map. So maybe Mikey is the secret agent that San Francisco Shock need to get a dub on Kings Row.
It's strange because I don't imagine we'll see anything else. Mikey, of course, was brought in a lot, like we mentioned before, for the control, but we saw him a lot playing the Wrecking Ball earlier on in the season. Wrecking Ball nowhere to be found in this meta. Good for some, I guess bad for the ball players out in the crowd. But we'll see how they want to attack. I mean, it's probably going to be the Winston again, but maybe this is the change that they needed. Collusion in interview was speaking about how they have such different play styles. They know Mikey is much more aggressive, fast-paced, just wants to go in, dive, 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 dive. And Kalush, a little bit more reserved, wants to play a little bit more of a slower game.
A lot of the Winstons that have found success in this new Kiriko meta have been very aggressive and have had to play with no fear, especially when Reaper is a part of that damage lineup. That's historically been a really nice Winston counter because of how much damage those Hellfire shotguns can do to Winston's head hitbox. So definitely want a Winston that can jump in there and can test the Sojourn in the backline. So we'll see Houston Outlaws come out of the gates on the defense with the Winston. But Striker may be going for a quick pick here on the Widowmaker.
Ooh. Oh. Be a little bit more careful than that. Creative sometimes. Seen too many casualties there. All right. Houston Outlaws playing rather far off, I must say. We've seen a lot of different defenses here from a lot of teams. The Outlaws just taking it super aggressive, and Shock are more than happy to bring it to them. I mean, they're trapped on the wrong side of the map right now. I mean, they're just going to get torn down. This is too easy for the San Francisco Shock in their first attack. That's a quick team kill. Just like that.
Houston got absolutely collapsed on by the Shock once they were able to jump forward, and then just as the Outlaws started to rotate around, Shock were able to capitalize on that awkward movement to be able to secure this first point. Now they've got 5.5 minutes to get through second with this payload.
All right. Kill Captain Dante. That was their motif to begin with. Oh, spin on the flank. Oh no, instantly spotted. There's no way you're going to get through much of that. Well, yeah. Robert's starting to fight up again with a nice little railgun. Pelican forced to use that rate. This is the time we normally see a lot of the teams just int basically onto the Reaper after you use that shift. But Robert's nearing that railgun at lightning speed.
Where's Sting going? Okay, all right. Maybe trying to go for a bit of a cheeky flank, going for a bit of that poke damage to try to get that Kitsune rush online. Pretty quickly outpacing Creative here, so that'll be laid down soon.
That was a really nice movement there from Dante. He kind of flipped around 118 real fast, just make sure he didn't get headshot. Oh, but Pelican can't dodge those. It's proper overclock, overkill. The San Francisco Shock charge on forward. Proper with 3, make that 4, maybe 5. Dante hiding in the room, but nothing's going to stop you from this. Actually use the primal to stay alive. A big ultimate burnt. Outlaws not happy with that.
No, I mean, at this point, that was Dante buying time for the rest of the Outlaws to get back. That 4K from Popper set them back so much. He was to come back in for the recontest, and now the Kitsune rush.
Kitsune. Oh, no! No, we're good, we're good. Everybody's fine, it's all good. Don't worry. The beat came out just in time for Lastro to save his team. Oh, please. Save the PC too. I hope it's okay. Houston Outlaws are still trying to hold on, but the payload is so close to being delivered.
Shit, you gotta be kidding.
Oh, a small C9 from...
I'm gonna turn my TV on.
Houston there. Was it really a C9 if you were getting this manhandled? I'm not sure. Merit trying to go godlike like he's done all playoffs, and Proper is going to take him down. The San Francisco Shock want to make this quick.
Yeah, that they do. I mean, Proper's already going to lock down one of the exit points for the defensive spawn of the Houston Outlaws. And with this high ground control that Proper has, he's going to be building up to that railgun once again. So 2 key ultimates for the Shock heading into this one with the Overclock and the Death Blossom. And Lastro doesn't have the sound barrier to be able to contest with it.
Okay, Mikey ends up going down. That's the second dot for death for the San Francisco Shock, but still, the Shock willing to fight this. I mean, depends how confident they are, but I would be after getting 5 minutes on the second point. Proper's got that overclock. His second, Merit's building up towards his. He's 50% away now. Death Blossom for Striker available. Jumps straight over the payload. Merit didn't even go down to the Death Blossom. But what's your thoughts? Get into that next fight. Both support ultimates up for the Shock. Lastro a little bit further behind with 20% to go. If the Shock, they're all tracking well, like maybe they know Lastro's not near that beat just yet, they can just overwhelm them.
I mean, Houston Outlaws here, they can't overextend or else they're running themselves right into a Kitsune Rush from Finn.
Kitsune Rush is going to help Lastro as well build up towards that beat a little bit quicker, pumping out that damage. Speaking of Kitsune Rushes, oh, they're actually, Shock are just going to go in with a beat first, a late Kitsune Rush, and here comes this sound barrier from the Outlaws. But Striker leading the charge with those Hellfire shots. Guns, but Pelican and Merit making sure they burn as much time off this bank as possible. Dante making sure the DPS from the Shock cannot get a clear shot on the back line. It's only Proper left. He's only just hit that respawn. 2 minutes disappearing from the Shock's time bank now. 3 to go.
Houston Outlaws has such a beautiful disengage there, which got a lot of time for Lastro to come back in with the sound barrier to help preserve the team. And this defense. But with the wraparound the San Francisco Shock are going for here, Dante can just start to jockey around this corner, but the overclock from Mirror trying to shut them down.
But look, you can see Mikey just diving in straight away. Has to retreat for a moment, just waiting for that overclock to fade. Still with 100 charges. Oh, okay, maybe not anymore. Mary did end up missing that shot, and now it's Proper's turn to lay waste to the Outlaws. They get chased all the way back into their spawn, not where you want to be at all. Merit falls, but they do trade for Striker as Proper still trying to search for the kill onto Pelican. He secures it, and now it's just Lastro and Dante on the point to try and keep things alive. Creative is going to be here, and the DPS for the Outlaws are respawning. And with Pelican's death boss, this could be their final stand.
Why is like this being so laggy?
Entering into third, very impressive that the Houston Outlaws were able to whittle away so much of that insurmountable time bank. Kind of came down to the wire there. San Francisco Shock still finished with 1.5 minutes, but now Houston Outlaws, they have to complete the entire map. And so we need to see them set an aggressive pace, especially when Mikey is a little bit more eager to jump into the back line right now.
This track is so clean. All right, the Shock. Well, importantly too, they did finish with over 1 minute, right? So Outlaws are going to have to match them.
That replay too, I mean, Proper right now, he's got 29.
Deadlifted right now.
I know, that's what I was I couldn't get there fast.
It's all right. There's a
But,
lot of numbers on the
yeah,
screen.
Proper's deadlifting right now is all what we wanted to say.
16 final blows out of the 29 that San Francisco Shock currently have, doing 37% of his team's damage. He's got a backpack big enough before, and the Shock are in it.
He's going to take an aggressive positioning. You saw the disruptor shot from Proper as well. Just be able to get a lot of damage down onto the Outlaws.
All right, another aggressive hold, this time by the Shock. Oh, Finn. Those kunais, yeah, they hurt. Not a place though you want to be. I love when the Kirikos actually hold forward there. You can play around the Mega Pack. That Swift Step. He's on a fairly low cooldown, considering how strong that ability is. It's good to see aggressive supports use it. You get a lot more ult charge too if you put down early damage. Speaking of damage, oh, Striker already dead. 3.5 minutes to go. The San Francisco Shock now taking the duel. Proper, unfazed by the encroaching Winston, is still managed to kill Merit. The Outlaws still have a nice spawn advantage though. I mean, their spawn is a lot closer, but look at this. It looks like Outlaws are just going to back out. Oh, Dante's caught! He couldn't quite get over the little ledge. And now Pelican's trapped in a room all alone. And now the San Francisco Shock staking their claim on the spawn doors of the Outlaws.
Proper going to hold down that front line as well with that overclock available.
I will be back, babe. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
This round on King's Row. Creative just trying to get a little bit of pressure there, playing on that high ground ledge. But has to go in with this Kitsune rush to try to break through the defense.
TP's forward, Kitsune rushes, and Pelican just trying to get max value with it. Actually forcing away Finn, who's also laid down his own Kitsune rush. Finn couldn't get to the rest of his team because Pelican was just standing in front of him. If you pass Pelican, he's going to two-tap you with the Reaper. And now Merit's on a nice little angle in Hotel as Houston Outlaws regain control of the point. 2 ticks online, but Shock still looking for another entrance. A rate form actually for Striker gets onto the point, and they even lay down the beat. They don't want to give this one up. 92%, but you can't get back. And with 2 minutes to go, the Shock with a heck of a defense, a Primal Rage will end this push. Outlaws, they're going back to spawn.
Outlaws walked away with 2/3 of the pie, but that was all because Shock were able to disengage and then come back in.
Oh, Striker! Ultimate disrespect! This is the speed, the pace that you expect when Mikey's in. Playing all the way up to the front line. Oh, Lastro. Oh no, please don't say it. Oh, the Ajax! Oh no, sound barrier for Outlaws now. They're gonna have to do this one without support ultimates. They're relying on Melee and Perican to find the kill, but Proper's on the flank. Creative in his sights, has to Suzu himself. The Outlaws feeling pretty rough about that one. Kitsune rush from the Kiriko to march them forward. Merit actually takes the better of him. A double kill. Merit's coming alive. Both DPS ultimates had to be used in this fight as they have no sound barrier to back them up. And here it is. A nice little team kill, and that'll be...
That was a beautiful point A capture, and now they finally get to get that payload rolling. But it's gonna have to be off the back of this Kitsune Russian creative if they want to keep this momentum pushing forward. That should allow them to get into the face of Mikey, as long as they don't get punished in the backline for giving up too much space when Mikey jumps in. Also gotta watch out for Proper, as he's gonna get set up on a flank here with the overclock too.
The Outlaws have a Kitsune Rush advantage right now. Finn used that in the last fight to try and win it and hold on to that point. Should be a pretty easy fight here for the Outlaws if they don't get jumped on by this shot first. Speaking of which, all right, there's the Kitsune Rush, the Suzu. They're WM1ing. Yeah, and Mikey's down. At least Finn kills creative, which is nice. Strike is still on the point, trying to make him hurt, but no. The Outlaws, they control now. But with only 2 minutes to go, the Shock are going to have an easy recontest.
The recontest is even bigger for the Shock here too, because they do have Violet's sound barrier to be able to back that up alongside Mikey's Primal Rage. So tons of sustain on the board, and there's not really enough DPS pressure on the Houston Outlaws to be able to overwhelm that overhealth that the Shock will be able to have. So it's gonna be on Lastro speed. They've got to be able to use this. and time it right.
Nice disruptive shot there in the choke points. Actually forcing out a lot of cooldowns right now from the Houston Outlaws. Mike trying to bash the DPS into the sights of Proper. He was just laying in wait, trying to leverage that ultimate from Mikey.
Great disengage there from the Houston Outlaws, and now they're going to be able to take an ultimate economy advantage when you see Mare and Pelican working up to their DPS ult.
Nice little flank there. That Kitsune Rush is pretty good for Finn as Dante jumps into the backline. A Suzu to help the backline more, the Outlaws, but you can't help them from that. Proper's just immense damage coming out. That was a really nice response from the Shock. They saw Finn was getting dove. The Kitsune Rush straight towards the backline, and the rest was history. The Shock now making their final stand on this second point with 50 seconds to go.
3 ultimates on the board for both teams, but it's overwhelming DPS pressure and how these sound barriers go. Lastro didn't get a chance to use it a little bit earlier in order to contend with Striker's Death Blossom.
Oh, that was just dirty Striker, just hiding away. Oh, with 30 seconds now, and Striker popping out of the woodworks to disrupt this push of the Outlaws. This is going to be a struggle. Someone's going to have to touch. The Outlaws have a beat, but Violet's there to match. These overclocks from Merit and Proper, they're going to signal the end of this match or the continuation onto that third point.
Lastro's going to have to use this sound barrier pretty aggressively as well, just so they're able to make it to this payload. And Shock isn't going to be there.
Oh, Proper going pretty low, but he has no fear. Dives straight into the backline, but Lastro's been caught. The beat again. Ajaxed. The Houston Outlaws with little to no support left. The San Francisco Shock determined to hold this on the second point. Match point in their sights. Their victory so close. But they just have to deal with Dante in the front line. Perma healed by Creative as Lastro joins the fray once again. A perfect stall from the Outlaws, but is it going to be enough? A Suzu forward from Finn to protect the front line as Proper is just dominating Merit on the high ground. A big focus onto the Sojin as he falls. Lastro and Creative, the last hope, the last attempt to try and hold, but it's not going to be enough. The San Francisco Shock on match point. Their miracle run through the lower bracket is about to be complete. The Houston Outlaws absolutely absent from this game so far. Their thirst for a third title must be quenched. And the San Francisco Shock are making this a quick one.
Match point already for the Shock. After such a big performance coming out from Proper, you heard the cheers in the arena for the Alarm Rookie of the Year, for the MVP. And he's about to prove it, maybe even now here. Looking at Escort as our next map type.
A lower bracket run similar to 2019. Shock wanna do it once again. We're gonna jump to a quick break. Houston Outlaws fans in the audience, you better be loud and proud right now because they are on the ropes. This is their final chance to go to the grand finals. Can the reverse sweep start here? We'll have to find out after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Upper Deck, the official trading card of the Overwatch League. And by TeamSpeak, the official voice supplier of the Overwatch League.
Qualification into tournament number 3 is still completely in the open.
Now Hawk in trouble, separated from the rest of his team. Not before Vigilante and OG get through that wall, is Hawk already dead. Kai also falls, and the Atlanta Rain, it may be scrappy, it's double supports versus a tank. Oh, saying that, not a support, it's Speedly. Kai ends up falling, and it's just a slugfest. Oh, Vigilante, no way! No way OG gets 2 boops there! Both Backbone and Hattie sent to the drink? What? What is with this corner? And just ridiculous plays, by the way. The Atlanta Rain, OG gets a double boop, an unbelievable amount of ult charge for that B, plus extra meterage.
God, the swing of the tempo of that fight.
Yeah, now going to jump over to the point itself. Just keep it locked in the middle for now. Zest with 8 HP. And Lip finds Carpe! He used the debug command again, Avril. Someone needs to take away the admin privileges. As they fight 2-for-1 trade. Void, the only person going down so far for the Dragons, but that's enough. The Dragons get the bot in motion.
Stop! It's too much! He's got
He finds Zest as well! Oh!
Man, it's fragging once again.
San Francisco don't have too much left, so they do not want to be reactive here. It's about setting the pace for San Francisco. Kalush tries to do so, but he takes so much damage that it has to be an early commanding shout that only affects him. Rampage going to catch on to 2 from Kellerman. Proper is there. Oh my! I don't know how he gets Flora. Severs the Achilles from below, and that's 4 for Proper. Fantastic blade. Callan's really a footnote at this point. He can't achieve anything on his own. And San Francisco convert a losing fight in a spawn camp scenario into a huge win.
Krong taking a lot of damage right now. Cut off from the team, and there's the blade to seal the deal. Double knifing coming in for Krong. Etu Brute. As they will now have Vindane following up on those kills and pushed all the way back to the spawn room again.
Wow.
This is the Soul Classic at the moment.
Man of Lucio popping up on the kill feed just a little bit there.
Rampage versus Rampage again. Mirrors is pretty big. A counter Rampage from Dante aimed it straight at Mirror. King of Mirror in trouble. Blade pulled from Pelican straight to the back. His fancy footwork looking like Wooks out here. 4K for Pelican, or 5K in fact. 4K with the blade. Pelican getting just a random solo kill at the very start of the fight. Ooh, this guy's pretty good.
Please don't let me in.
Please don't let me into my zone. I just need some time of my own. All these people trying to get a conversation. Need some conversation, that tone. Got eyes on that throne, yeah. So I'm never alone, yeah. All these people trying to box me in. I'm at whether it's on, yeah. Now they ask where I'm at. Making hits that line back. I'm MJ, I'm 2-3, man. I just need some time back. I'm zoned in like defense. My life gone, no recess. But I live my best one, so I got no regrets. So I'm gone. Finally back in my home. I'm working like so much. They swear I had me a clown. Can't answer my phone now, just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now.
Everyone keeps on shitting on the phone.
Welcome back. Houston down 2 maps right now. San Francisco Shock on match point. Not a close game, not a close affair right now. I know there are a lot of Houston Outlaws fans in the audience. They've been cheering something fierce. We're another fierce competitor stepping into the lobby though.
They were cheering fierce, but they're booing now as Kalush is going to be subbing in for Mikey. And this might be the anchor for the San Francisco Shock as we head over to our next map. Remember, you know, Kalush, after their loss to the Houston Outlaws a little bit earlier on in the playoffs in that winners round 2, said that he was devastated by that. And he wants to come back and hit the Houston Outlaws hard and where it hurts. And that's going to be this match to make it to the grand finals.
Maybe Outlaws weren't really expecting Shock to have Mikey in for that second map, so weren't expecting that pressure, that pace that they were setting. We are going to Route 66 as our third and potential final map. The Shock just look on an absolute another level today. Nothing really stopping them. I wonder if Outlaws, maybe Jake in the back room has got a few choice words for them, shoring it up, because that King's Row was not close.
No, it was not close at all. I mean, San Francisco Shock, they finished with 1.5 minutes in the bank. We're still able to hold Houston Outlaws on at that second point for their defense. But when it comes to Route 66, you're really looking at a bit more open territory for the Sojourn to operate in. So you'll see them on the high ground, maybe playing around the train, definitely on top of Big Earls, and from that canyon that heads over to that second point. Just for the defense alone, that's going to be really fun to continue to watch how Proper and Merit respond to each other.
Outlaws have had such a fantastic playoff season too. But an almost unprecedented run from two teams in the lower bracket. That was the Hangzhou Spark and the San Francisco Shock. But the Shock look mad. They look angry. They want to get back at the Outlaws for knocking them so early down into that loser's bracket. It was a 5-match series. Houston looking to maybe spawn hold. Might as well take the early fight on this map, especially with these comps. They are quick.
Sorry, everybody. That Bastion isn't going to happen, but that teleporter will. But it's immediately taken out there by the Houston Outlaws. So that San Francisco Shock have to now invest cooldowns to be able to meet them on top of these train cars.
Give us the guy with the hat. This Bastion Berg. Nice start by Outlaws. See how the Shock want to really do this? Do they just want to keep touching the payload, just trying to inch it closer, just so Outlaws have to respond? They got to wait for Violet regardless. Another engagement here from Kaluch. Very super safe, fighting all the way back as well. Hasn't got high ground, but still a fairly decent angle at the approaching Shock members. Speaking of which, Kaluch must get a headshot. Proper started off pretty well though with a kill onto Dante, even sliding into the back line, taking creative. Like, what was that dash in from Proper? Ultimate disrespect. Like, this confidence just exuding from this guy right now. Always just taken up to the front lines. And the Houston Outlaws, they do lose that first fight there, Rose, but they're going to get another couple of attempts to defend.
Well, we see this a few times where the Sojourn will get so aggressive because they know that they have the Lucio there to taxi them away to safety, but also when those Kiriko can lay down those Suzu, you can play a bit more aggressively and in the front line.
Oh, he's got a good sideline. There's a lot of heads going through his crosshair right now. Try and take out his like-for-like in Merit, who's also built up to another railgun shot. Oh, violence! Okay, I see you. Trusted his movement there over Merit's aim, and he ends up coming out on top. Halo moving so close to that first point, and here comes the Kitsune rushes. Oh, Merit in a little bit of trouble, already has to back away. There's two of those DPS ults are online right now, those overclocks. But with that later beat from the Houston Outlaws, I don't think Shock want to be a part of this one.
No, Shock are going to have to back off here, especially after that beat was invested by Lastro. That's going to be both supportive ultimates off the board for both teams, and now we're really looking at Houston Outlaws to cycle through the DPS ultimates that they have. Pelican could go for a cheeky Death Blossom, maybe Merit goes in for the overclock right on top of Big Earls or just across the way on that high ground. But Proper's ready with an overclock too. Who gets their head taken off first?
All right, payload currently in. Oh, I was scared there. Thought maybe Merit had a little railgun ready for it. Primer H for Dante, but he's already half HP. Proper actually bumps into the Reaper, who blocks that power slide away as the Death Blossom will start to hurt. Now it's only Reapers, the DPS available for both teams as the Sojourn does end up going down. And now Kaluch taking the brunt of this damage from Pelican. A good hold for the Outlaws right now. Only a minute to go, and the San Francisco Shock forced to reset.
They're going to reset, though, with a pretty big ultimate advantage when it comes to Striker and Proper, ready to unleash that Death Blossom and Overclock. Houston Outlaws have invested a lot into these last few fights.
Oh.
And last one down, Creative's got to get this Kitsune Rush online.
He does, yeah, but it might not even matter because look at the speed, the pace. Striker unleashing that Death Blossom. No more ults required. The Shock. They're going to wipe Outlaws. They're going to get those doors open.
Great defensive hold from the Houston Outlaws on this first point. But they're still fighting right now to keep up with the ultimate rotation.
Look how far Proper is playing up.
I know. I mean, look at all of the healing that he's getting from Finn at long range with those cards. And then as well, just be able to get these angles as Kaluch goes in and takes the brunt of that damage up front so that Proper has space to operate.
Nice move. That was a really nice move there. You see, Proper was trying to take the high ground. He was moved away mid-power slide, so he was forced back down to earth. Oh, Merit.
He's waiting for Proper.
He's forcing Proper in a situation he doesn't want to be. That bubble is pretty nice, actually protects Merit's little head from getting shot off. And there's the power slide away, straight up to the high ground. As Houston Outlaws right now are backing up, giving a lot of space to the Shock. Kitsune Rush on the stairs. Now Proper's in danger. That Kitsune Rush not really aiding him in the battle for the high ground there, as the Houston Outlaws also use that beat, but Lastro, they do end up getting it off, but not really sure what that overhealth went to. 2 minutes to go, as Merit making this even. A kill onto Kalush is good enough, as the payload is still in hot contention.
Creative getting a little low there, but able to swift step away to safety as the reinforcements from the Houston Outlaws come back in to bolster up the defense. Kalush now for the Shock, also making his way back over to the payload as Proper tries to set up for this overclock with the disruptor shot on top.
Overclock for Merit, needs a bit of help, but maybe he doesn't actually. He's got 1 kill in the bag already. Proper in his sights! Merit with a double kill. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. And the Houston Outlaws, they are standing strong.
Their ultimate economy wasn't looking so hot maybe a couple team fights ago, but now the Houston Outlaws get to play with a bit more confidence with Dante's Primal Rage at the ready. And when Pelican has been able to hit these massive Death Blossoms, this is a great way for the Houston Outlaws to keep this defense strong. They only have a minute to go, and that's a big pick.
Big pick onto Violet. A big pick. If the Outlaws chase right here, this will be final fight. A beautiful dive from Dante. And the damage follow-up is there. A triple kill for the Outlaws now as they force Shock into last fight.
And they still have ultimates to work with. Houston Outlaws, too, gets add another one to the bank where Lastro has that sound barrier up and ready. Where's Pelican? Where's Pelican? He's waiting.
Okay. Shock, 6th sense about him.
They don't fall for it.
Yep, they're not going to through that those caves. 4 ults available for the Outlaws. Final fight initiated. A Kitsune Rush on the high ground. And Kalush taking an absolute truckload of damage. Proper isolated, but still holding the fort down. The payload needs to be touched as the time is whittling down to the Outlaws. They've still got the beats. They've still got the Death Blossom. And they're going to find the kills. That beat was overkill in this situation. Kalush comes back on the Doom. He goes for the punch, swings and misses as the Outlaws will hold them on 2nd point. Hopes and dreams of Outlaws fans here in Anaheim are alive.
And right at the perfect time as the Shock look at match point for this 1st to 3 series. This is Houston Outlaws map pick.
Shit.
Also feels like it, thematic. Feels thematic for the Outlaws to go over to Route 66 for this one. But the job's not done yet.
Yeah.
Because they still have to switch sides.
Secret 5% damage buff, maybe? I don't know. Secret 5% aim buff for Merit. I mean, Merit is just so good on the Sojourn. Looked rather suppressed to begin with. And now doubling the final blows of Proper with 8 over the 4. Couple less deaths as well. 30% of his team's damage is currently dishing out. I wonder if Shock, if they do go down here, Rose, will we see Mikey sub back in for Kalush, something that they've not really done before?
We're gonna have to find out because we still have 1 round to go here on Route 66. Our Houston Outlaws are looking to get back into this series. And San Francisco Shock are gonna start out their defensive hold here on top of the train cars, just like the Houston Outlaws did. So how do Houston respond? Do they send Dante in? At least they're gonna send in the disruptor shot first to see if they can pepper down some damage and clean it up.
Decent boot there on to Dante. Stops him tag teaming with Pelican on the high ground. Just a slowly but surely building up of those railguns. Healing's really good on Kalush right now, almost can't pocket it. They do lose high ground for a brief moment. Headshot by Finn actually sends one of the Outlaws pretty down low, so they're gonna have to back off. But Houston, though, they're more than happy actually just to jump on this payload right now, forcing Shock into a position where they need to touch. It's actually Proper of all people right now contesting the payload. He's on the low ground and in danger too. Use that power slide to get away as the Suzu comes out from the Outlaws so they can't get one-tapped by Proper.
The payload's making its way through this first corner. No kills just yet for either side.
Very steady progression here from the Outlaws to start to round this first corner as that Winston bubble comes down from Kaluj, but it's just a constant disengage as the Houston Outlaws just keep making free progress with this part. Where's that first pick gonna come through? Copper's charging up to that railgun, wants to unleash it to be able to take out a big damage threat for Houston.
Oh, Merritt's already used his Dragon. Proper knows he has an advantage, but the rest of the Outlaws are there to the rescue. Kitsune rushes for both teams, and now is Proper's time to farm. Pelican, though, in the front line, is going to have to back out. A beat, though, sends him back, careening back in. Great form, exited. Finn on the sidelines, actually forced away from the rest of his team. But this Primal Rage is at least finding some semblance in this fight. It's just monkey on monkey action right now as both Primals finding kills. 2 minutes to go for the Outlaws. Kind of defying the odds right now. The Sojourns are not in this game. It is mainly just the Winstons. Pelican's got that Death Blossom online.
He's going to be waiting for the opportunity to use it, though, as the rest of the Houston Outlaws come back.
Oh, beautiful move there onto Striker. In fact, same for Pelican. Also got escorted away. Oh, Proper. Proper's just slid behind the enemy team. He's 13 HP. He's going to hopefully find Finn, but no, Finn ends up going down. But look at the courage, the bravery of Proper right now. 20 HP and still trying to find value from his position. Striker still kills Dante. This is an absolute bloodbath.
I'm back.
The sound barrier for the shock is good. As Merritt is chased down. He still managed to find the kill onto Striker, though. It's him holding down the fort, but Proper unleashing the railgun. He finds two, make that three. Proper with the rail, holding it down for the San Francisco Shock.
That payload was just meters away from capturing that first objective, but Proper comes in to save the day. That defense now from the Shock able to hold strong, as Shock now look at Finn and Striker to keep this defense up for the Shock.
Outlaws with maybe just 2 more pushes to keep their playoff dreams alive. You've got to think it's on Merritt right now. He's trying to find the angles. The beat comes in. Pelican ends up going down, though, before he receives that overhealth. But the rest of the San Francisco Shock more than happy to back up right now, as they know the payload is in an immediate danger of being capped. And here comes the re-engage. A Kitsune rush is good. Lastro ends up falling. Creative's got a Kitsune rush of his own, but this will be last fight if Proper has anything to say about it. Pelican forced all the way back. 30 seconds before the Outlaws can kiss their hopes and dreams of touching that trophy goodbye.
Houston Outlaws are going to have to come back into this one pretty quickly with how far that payload has progressed. Creative has that Kitsune rush available, but Striker!
Heading up the Death Blossom, forcing Lastro away, and there's the kill they needed. 5 seconds to go, but Merritt and Creative come up large. They're defying the odds to upset the gods. Merritt with a 2-piece with the overclock, makes that 3. The Outlaws will not go down without a fight.
And that fight is going to keep
I was to say, did they change that vehicle for tank? This is regular, the regular card.
And get them 2.5 minutes at
I thought they changed their payload to a tank for a second, but they just another Overwatch character like gun. And what better to be direction it almost like a tank.
The surprise Shock as they move in.
Already Kitsune used by Creative, had to use that Swifter to get out of there. An entire 5-man dive from the Shock to try and open this one up, and they've actually just taken control of the payload, usurped it away from the Outlaws.
Kaluj uses the Primal Rage there to be able to get away, but Houston Outlaws, they just keep pushing the pressure as we get back to the first point, and Pelican starts to wrap around.
This is a really awkward fight right now. The San Francisco Shock refusing to let this payload get in. Normally it's better as the doors end up closing, but easier for you to kind of track people down, and finally they get off the point, and the doors will close behind the Outlaws. But not shot on them just yet. Proper with his foot in the door. Takes care of Creative. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. The Outlaws, they better be good at fighting under pressure, because they're under an immense amount of pressure now.
Proper holding down the fort with that disruptor shot. And after Pelican goes down, he still needs to be able to get back into a position to use this Death Blossom. Houston Outlaws have 1 minute remaining to be able to get this push over the line to that green box of victory and get a map on the board. but Houston, they're getting met at the doors by the Shock.
That Death Blossom actually just pushed away from the rest of the Shock. Proper, you can't be serious. He's still taking names. The Houston Outlaws maybe have one final fight now to try and get this payload in. Pelican at least evens the battlefield, but no Wraith form left. He has to just back away. Doesn't even receive the beat. The Outlaws are getting pushed to their final limits. 30 seconds to go and that payload just barely moved.
The pill's gonna get starting to move a little bit here, but Proper's looking to shut everything down here with the overclock. And if Shock do it with 20 seconds remaining, they will be able to move forward.
And no more bubbles from Dante in trouble. Creative and Lastro have to just taxi the team away. They know they have 10 seconds to go to keep their playoff dreams alive. For the Houston Outlaws with a whole flood of ultimates coming in.
Look at a sustain. Dante's gonna have to use his Primal Rage. 2 seconds though, can anybody touch?
Pelican's on the point, he's already used that. No, Pauper! He's already used the Wraith and now Parrot is gonna use his overclock. The Outlaws are pushing on. Striker dead. The Primal Rage saves Kalush for now. Does get back to the rest of the team. They will have another touch, but Dante's got the Primal of his own.
Dante's gonna have to be able to juggle people away from the point right now. Houston, they need your support to be able to sink this over the line.
Overtime's going to tick down in just a moment. Pelican has to be the one to touch the payload. Dante used that Primal Rage and Proper is the main target. An overclock in hand. He used it, but Dante's completely denying the space. Lashro, Pelican take way too much damage. Merritt goes down. The San Francisco Shock are pushing on forward.
Oh, shit.
Striker with a 2K.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. There's no fucking way. Oh shit!
In their sights, they take the win and see themselves facing the Fuel in the grand final.
Oh no!
What?
Oh no!
San Francisco Shock.
What happened?
Their revenge after getting dropped into the lower bracket.
They're gonna be going against us.
Houston Outlaws by the team that they picked.
Oh, that's fucking scary to be honest. That's fucking scary to be honest.
Here they are, once again. Can they get the 3-peat?
A miracle lower bracket run for the San Francisco Shock. 2019 might just be repeating itself. A 3-0 for Shock. Kalush tweeted out how he wanted to get a bit of revenge on Dante. And this is the exact thing he needed. A 3-0 here for Shock sends them through, but their final challenge, their final fight against the Dallas Fuel will be their biggest obstacle yet.
It's going to be a pretty big task to overcome. But the Shock have put on such a performance all year long after having one of the longest undefeated streaks for the regular season. Maybe struggling a little bit in those third and fourth stages to really live up to the hype that they set for the first half of the season. But now I think they've gotten further than a lot of people expected.
A 3-peat is on the cards. We're going to send it to Danny down on the stage. We got a small interview. We'll see how Shock feel after that 3-0.
Jonathan Necro, thank you very much. What is up, everybody? I'm here joined now by Striker from San Francisco Shock, coming off a clean 3-0 victory against the Houston Outlaws. I mean, that was a crazy match. Striker, congratulations again. I mean, I do have to start off this interview by asking about your tank player. We saw Mikey usually coming in for the King of the Hill map for this match. It was Nepal, but we saw something different where usually you guys sub in Kaluj after the first map, but today we saw more from Mikey. He stuck around until King's Row. So how did the San Francisco Shock come up with this strategy, or how did you guys come up with this decision? 자, 오늘 일단 승리를 너무나 축하드리면서 오늘 굉장히 좀 특별한 경기였던 것 같아요. 일단 보통 센쇼 하면은 이제 마이키 선수를 처음 1세트에서 탱커로 쓰다가 이제 두 번째 세트로 가면서 콜루즈 선수가 항상 들어오는 그림을 많이 봤었는데 오늘 좀 특별하게 마이키 선수가 두 번째 세트까지 경기를 펼쳤습니다. 이거에 대한 좀 이유가 있을까요?
이게 요즘 마이키 선수가 점점 폼이 많이 오르는 것도 있고 그리고 왕의 길 맵 특성상 마이키가 더 맞아서 썼던 것 같아요.
마이키가 뭐라고요?
마이키가 그러니까 요즘 폼이 점점 오른 것도 있고 왕의 길 특성상 약간 좀 타이트한 맵이잖아요. 그래서 마이키를 썼던 것 같아요.
Definitely because I think Mikey, he's gotten gradually become better and better, and he's been continuously improving. Not only that, the map itself for Kings Road, the map that he played, it's sort of a tighter map, so we thought that it would be a better idea to put Mikey in for that map other than Kaluj. All right, next question. This is it, guys. The final match of 2022 season. You guys are going up against Dallas Fuel. Striker, how confident are you that you guys can defeat the Dallas Fuel? 자, 마지막 질문입니다. 다음 경기, 이번 시즌의 마지막 경기가 될 것 같습니다. 스트라이커 선수, 달라스와의 경기 이길 자신 있으신가요?
당연히 이길 자신 있고 저희 마지막 경기만큼 더 멋진 모습을 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
Definitely, I have 100% confidence that we are going to win against the Dallas Fuel. Because this is the last match of the season, we're going to give it all for this one. All right, everybody, give it up for Striker. I'm going to end the post-match interview right here. Johnson Necra, back to you.
Thank you very much, Danny. Shock have their chance now. One of the most decorated Overwatch League teams of all time to claim a third trophy. Confidence definitely high. I can imagine it will be high in the crowd too. A lot of Shock fans turning out here today. The Dallas Fuel, though, a mean opponent up in this grand finals.
I mean, in order to even get to this point, San Francisco Shock have had to take out some of the highest seeded teams, some of the best performing teams in the Overwatch League regular season. So they've sent home some behemoths, but that final one, Dallas Fuel, that's going to be a tricky one.
It is, and player of the match, I think, I can guess, the audience can also guess who it's going to be.
Can you guys
for
guess?
this one? He's your Alive Rookie of the Year, he's the MVP, a Role Star. The player of the match for this one is going to be Proper. Started off the gate super strong, like the first map even. Deadlifted some rounds, and what more can you really want? He's already been given all the trophies apart from the single one at the very end of the playoffs, right? And you can just feel the confidence just oozing out of him. Didn't even grimace on stage, pure smiles.
I mean, Proper had like a 85% hand in every kill, you know, pretty high number to be able to have a part of, and just the overclocks time and time again, being able to hit those shots, it feels unhuman. To be able to see how good this player is at Sojourn and literally every other hero that he's played so far this season.
There you go, there are the stats. 66% charge shot accuracy, a whole bunch of damage, kills, deaths, you know the vibes. Proper Sojourn is just a different beast. The San Francisco Shock, like I said, they want to put that third trophy in that cabinet, and they've got a good chance to do so if they continue to play like this. The Dallas Fuel is going to be their last opponent. Everybody's saying how scary the Fuel are, how they've been in scrims and how they performed, obviously, during the playoffs and on stage. It's going to be an upwards hill battle for the Shock, but if anybody can do it, it's definitely them. We're going to jump to a short break. Don't go anywhere. Grand finals, they're coming up soon.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Butterfinger. Crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery. No one lays a finger on your Butterfinger.
I hate the fucking slogan to fucking Butterfingers.
Oh, no, nobody touched my Butterfinger?
Yeah.
I mean, I like it, only for one specific part. The ad when the damn sponsors their win the day. The Simpsons, this bar just ain't nobody has to have my Butterfinger.
Oh, so I guess
Good.
we're gonna play early.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Butterfinger. Crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery. No one lays a finger on your Butterfinger.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Overwatch League here in Anaheim, California. How about that San Francisco shock, huh, crowd? Yes? Of course, they'll be going to the grand finals. But yesterday we had an awesome emote dance-off presented by Butterfinger. Of course, we had the amazing Ariel and her dad bust a move here on the dance floor, won the hearts and minds of the crowd. But this time around, I have found three worthy victims. Three worthy competitors for our next edition of the emote dance-off presented by Butterfinger. What's your name, man?
My name is Evan, also known as F-Dog8 in game.
Evan F-Dog8.
My name is Ryder, also known as Die Rider.
Die Rider.
I'm Sergio. I also go by Peaches FTW.
As a fellow FTW, I respect that. All right, well, folks, the game is very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to see the emote on screen, and then you're going to emulate the emote. So, dancer number one, are you ready? All right,
this is always cringe for me.
Let's
I
see
don't
what
know
dance we have. Oh, it's the hog. Oh, yeah. That's a classic. I do that at the dance floor all the time, much to the detriment of my wife. There you go. There you go. Make a move. Make it move. Love it. Love it. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Dancer number 2 says not today. Not today. What is going to be our dance here for number 2? Let's see what we have. Oh, it's a little bit of shimmy with Winston. Oh, let me get in there and do that. It's the good stuff. You got to shake the rumpus. Remember, you got to shake the rumpus. Really let him see it. Let him see. Love it. All right. Oh, little spice there. A little picante. All right. And what do we have here for dancer number 3? It's the Zarya. All right. Love that. Flex it. Punch in the air. Get crazy. We also have a Zarya in the crowd as well. I wish Zarya was here. That was actually pretty good. Pretty good. All right. We have to decide who wins. Is it dancer number 1? Is it dancer number 2? Is it dancer number 3? Well, folks, I think we found out who wins. It's dancer number 2. Grand finals are coming up. Who you think's going to take it all?
San Francisco Shock.
No, hell no.
In my mind, Golden Boy, San Francisco Shock will take this. Woo! Wow.
No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't. That's cap. That's cap.
Let's send it back over to Zoe and the rest of the desk to break down that first game.
Thank you so much, GB. So
Incredible
much talented
moves.
dancers. Yeah, we've tried that kind of stuff. Didn't look so good.
No, we've tried to do it before. They actually didn't even show it to the world because it was that bad.
We need Danny. We need Danny to do a
True.
dance-off.
Do we don't? I'm not entirely sure. What we do need, however, is to break down all the action. San Francisco Shock looking absolutely dominant right now. What a run they're currently doing through the lower bracket, and now they find themselves in the grand finals. Let's talk about how they got it done. Of course, Proper will be talked about in just a little bit. However, the first storyline I really want to hit here is, of course, Mikey being in the mix for those first 2 maps. Why do you think they decided to make that switch in probably the most important match of all of them?
A different look in the tank role for the San Francisco Shock here in the losers bracket finals. Historically, we've only seen Mikey play the Winston on the control maps, whereas here we saw Mikey ride that momentum on King's Row as well. I think it's a more aggressive change. The San Francisco Shock, they've mentioned in the past, Mikey is a more of an aggressive
What the
Winston,
fuck was that?
His slower tactical playstyle suits itself better for our payload
Hell
maps.
no.
However, the San Francisco Shock, they have realized if they want to win the 2022 Overwatch League Grand Finals, they need to come out hot. They need to play with aggression and with pace. And that really set up Proper for one of the best individual performances I have ever seen in the league, Costa.
If you had a doubt that Proper was the MVP, throw it out the window because he is incredible. He is that guy. Check him, PC. It is not normal what this man can do in the server. He took it over in the same way that we've seen Shy, that we've seen Lip do, and he is peaking at the exact right.
Haciendo mucho más fácil el manejo y la navegación dentro de ella. Casi todas las bombas de insulina tienen una aplicación.
Fuck, I hope this really doesn't
If I'm
end up doing
Dallas
that.
Fuel and I'm Edison,
Pero con la aplicación de Tandem.
No, I actually really hope it doesn't do this.
I'm sweating a little bit.
scared.
Just a little bit.
Doesn't do the what thing.
It keeps on doing this fucking
Winston, your match.
Lag.
I mean, he has to.
Shit with the
Someone
fucking
has
lag
to shut him down because right now it just looks like no one can get
Copy
it
the internet
done.
box again.
And here are the winning moments of the San Francisco Shock, making it to the grand finals. This is a look into the dugout. What a run this has been for the San Francisco Shock, and also look at that.
That's great. What do we got? Bring back Jotes, okay? Someone take him out. Get him out of here.
I'm on the sit one. The sit one.
Speak to me.
Simple but effective.
Simple but effective.
Yes, it is.
That's the kind of energy we need.
It really is. I mean, all of your energy is the energy we need. It's so great to be back in person to celebrate the best of the best with everyone in here. So we can be more happy. We got a grand finals on our hand. However, before we head there, I do want to take some time to say goodbye to the Houston Outlaws because, quite frankly, what a run. What an absolute great season that team has had in 2022.
We talked about this team so much throughout the year. They finally have the players to back up a deep run. Every single tournament that we had this year, they always fell out, just sadly a little bit short, coming out 6th, coming out 8th. But this was the run that we were promised from the Houston Outlaws. They should be incredibly proud for what they've accomplished so far. Big shout out to Dante for switching to tank, having that level of flexibility and taking this team to the promised land. The question that I have for them now, where do they go next?
Where do they go next? Again, I'll say it like I did in the pre-show. The first time the Houston Outlaws have made top 3 at a tournament since Stage 1 2018. It's been a long time coming for all the Outlaws fans here in the arena. What an amazing performance here in the playoffs. We didn't expect them to make the top 3, so the fact they did with their roster has been an incredible journey for them. Very happy for all the players. Can't wait to see what's coming their way in 2023.
Absolutely, they should be so very proud of themselves. It's been an absolute joy to watch them throughout the season, and we can't wait to see more from the Houston Outlaws. Now, San Francisco will move on to face the Dallas Fuel for the 2022 Overwatch League Championship, and we're going to take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, everyone, Overwatch 2 developers Alec Dawson and Dion Rogers will be joining us here for the worldwide reveal of Hero 36. Stay tuned.
Let's go!
This is how. Was that a tentacle growing out of a Yaris? Yes, it was. And on the tip, your gun that you fire out of your Yaris. I'm sorry, a gun in my Yaris?
I believe that Fearless and fucking Sparkle will fucking dominate.
Here, showcase how fun the Yaris is too.
I believe they can. I've seen them multiple times.
Ford had done that years prior. They published a series of games called Ford Simulator. They showed off interesting facts about the cars and trucks, allowed you to customize them, and even simulated how they drove. Sure, by today's standards, this might look a little rough, but this was pretty advanced for its time. Right, so this Yaris game advertising the Yaris product, doesn't actually allow you to experience said product, but instead is a hybrid-style lab-based third-person shooter racing game with pop-culture imagery set in a warped tunnel Kichwa. How has this not created some weird, obsessed cult following? Because remember, the game was a limited release 4 years ago. Lucky for us, I downloaded it when it was live. I kept it stashed away in a vault of my shadowy 360, secretly dipping in and playing it from time to time, laughing and waiting for the day I'd show them all. Yes, it has created a weird, obsessed cult following. So it was made, and it was pulled offline. Did it at least work as an advertisement for Yaris? Oh, hell no! This thing's wild. Just look at some of the characters, like Small Toaster, Jetpack Wabbits, UFO Wabbits, Buffed Up Saucer, Yeti Copter, Subwoofy, Bulldoggy, Owly, Green Minibike, and Pink Minibike, Garbage Truck, where this game belongs. And of course, how can I forget Ouroboros, a prolific symbol of a snake eating its own tail, symbolizing a never-ending battle, which is how you'll feel while playing the game. Do any of these characters help sell a car? They don't. Instead, you're supposed to shoot at them while driving. We go through a complex hydraulic system in one direction to swing your car left and right while simultaneously aiming and blasting. To help you on your way, the game rocks a jerky camera that bumps around and struggles to keep your vehicle on screen properly. You know, exactly what you need when racing a car. And if that wasn't game-breakingly distracting enough, your support pickups and combos are confirmed with generic screen text that constantly litters the screen. Enemies attack you all over, around you, behind you, anywhere and everywhere. Some even leave curiously unanimated player trails that you can drive into them, all while you traverse repetitive, poorly designed, bland stages. The handling sucks. Look at this. The car
Arena at the Anaheim Convention Center, and we're so very lucky right now to be joined by two members of the Overwatch 2 development team, art director Dean Rogers, and a new face to the Watchpoint desk as well. We have Alec Dawson, the hero designer, the lead hero designer, in fact, joining us here for a quick word. Joining us here for a quick word. How you guys doing? How are you enjoying the playoffs so far?
Doing great. It's awesome.
Yeah, the matches have been incredible so far. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dion, last time you joined us here, Kiriko was just coming out. We were starting to get glimpses of her. How does it feel to see her being played at the professional level?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We've been working on her a while, and it's awesome to see her finally in the game. And just, we're learning so much about her at the same time watching professionals play her, so it's just really great. So,
yeah, it's been awesome so far. Now, Alec, of course, we've seen a ton of Kiriko being played. We've seen a lot of Sojourn being played. It's been very exciting so far. How have you been enjoying the playoffs meta so far?
Yeah, I think it's been awesome watching all the Kiriko play going on. She hasn't been in Overwatch League for that long, so to see what the teams are doing with her has been incredible. And then the Sojourn battles. I think we're about to see an incredible Sojourn battle in that next match as well, aren't we?
Proper guy, am I right?
It's pretty good, yeah.
Are we right now? I'd love to chat with you guys all day long. However, I do think it is time to give the people what they want. It is time to announce the newest Overwatch hero. Is there anything you guys want to say beforehand?
the team has been working really hard, and I think you will be surprised by what we want to share here today.
And thank you to all the teams at Blizzard that made this video possible. I think it's time to show it.
Right on. So, without any further ado, it is now time to introduce hero number 36.
What happened?
I was created to lead Onyx into war. But all I have ever wanted is a better life for my people. The fact that we exist is a miracle unto itself.
Oh, there's no way. Hold on.
And harmony. We have
There's
meditated
no
on the
way.
universe and our place within it. We have tried to coexist with humanity.
No fucking
But
way.
humanity is not interested in sharing their world. How many
that's
more
some shit.
Omnics should perish to fuel mankind's dreams? No more. Our race is only a single generation. Finite and dying all too quickly. We can find our own place, and we must.
Wait a minute.
And together,
What is this?
make a better future for all.
There ain't no way. Soldier 36. We're getting another fucking. We're getting another person. We're getting another person. We're getting another person on December 6th.
Man, I'm having
2
a physical
fucking
reaction right
days.
now. That got me goosebumps. That got me quite emotional.
Whoa.
Ramatra is our hero 36. What can you guys tell me about him?
Wow, thank you guys. Ramatra, our newest tank.
That's a new
We've been
tank?
working on him a long time. You first saw him in Havana Archives mission.
He was a
where
fucking
was talking
monk?
to Doomfist. His visual design was done by our
He
lead
was one of the
counterpart at
fucking
Q-Pong.
healing monks, and then as soon as they
What I
started,
love
their
about this
race
hero,
started getting
he's
destroyed
the
because of
beginning
humans.
Us moving the overall lore
He
of
became a
Overwatch
tank
forward.
and is gonna take over.
He's the leader of Null Sector. You saw in the final image of the origin story.
Yo!
And he has a deep relationship with Zenyatta. They basically
Zenyatta?
consider each other
Oh, hell yeah.
brothers. I want more Zenyatta lore. We need it. And so this is our way.
So
of
he's
giving it out.
basically
He has
related and
amazing voice
everything
lines
to
done by the narrative
Zenyatta,
team.
the healer,
He
the
was a monk in Shambali.
robot monk
He
healer.
had a difference in philosophies. And what's interesting
And
is
he is
many
going
people
to
might
become
not
a
know,
tank.
but Omnics
And I
are
guess
finite.
their
They
reactions
cannot be
together are
ignored.
going to be
So
different.
anytime one dies, there's no replacement.
Because
So
they're both
Ramon's
basic.
motives are around this.
He was basically a
doesn't
monk,
wanna
then he
see
was sick and tired of getting
it
pushed
grow.
around
wants to see it
by
better.
a human, so he became
Can't dig
a
into
tank.
it too much, but
It's
there's
actually
more to come.
amazing.
Well, I'm a little
No.
curious. You said he's a big part of Null Sector and the leader of that. Does that mean he has a lot of relationships, better or worse, with some of the other heroes in the Overwatch League roster?
I just want to wonder,
Yeah.
like, you know, we have...
Bring back
there was a few
FLG.
heroes that
Oh,
fought in the
fucking
Omnic Crisis,
fuck
like
off.
Reinhardt, Torbjorn. He's gonna have some interesting voice lines between these two, you know. But I really love what's going on between him and Zenyatta. That just really shows what's next for Overwatch.
Now, Alec, of course, we saw the visuals. He's floating a little bit. He has a staff as well. And as a tank
Everyone's
player,
holding up signs
I'm
in the
kind of
background.
curious how it's going to play. What can you tell us about the gameplay?
Yeah, so Ramacha's pretty unique because he has two forms, actually. His Omnic form, which you saw the staff, he's doing a little bit of poke gameplay, has a barrier, and can protect his team. But then he can transform into his Nemesis form. He becomes this big, dangerous target on the battlefield, marches towards the enemy backline with these piercing punches. He can be pretty powerful and devastating, though. He's dangerous.
So you're saying like an Orisa Reinhardt hybrid. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
I'm more scared of Ramacha
Oh,
when he's coming at me,
Reinhardt
honestly.
hybrid.
That's frightening.
I can't wait to see how he
I mean, all of
plays.
this has been an
I
absolute
can't
treat,
wait.
but I've been told that we actually have another special guest joining us here at the desk. And on its merry way, another little reveal for everyone watching out there. There we go. Take it all in. What can you tell us about this guy?
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh
yeah, this
my
is our newest
gosh,
collectible statue
it's so
from
cool.
Blizzard's premium statue line. It's sculpted and hand painted by artists at Blizzard. And he stands about 10 inches tall and weighs about 5 pounds, which is pretty awesome. He's actually available for pre-order now on our Blizzard, exclusively on our Blizzard gear store.
You're joking. At the Blizzard, it's
That's gold,
pre-ordered at
actually.
the
Like,
fucking.
I'm
You
trying
can pre-order
one day
at
to
the
achieve
Blizzard
all of that.
gear
Maybe
store.
one day I can, but definitely grab yours now as they're still available.
Gear.
But yeah,
Listen,
so
I
very
don't know
cool.
if I said
Thank you
gizzard or
guys
gear.
so much, Dion and Alec, for joining us. It's
Thank
been
you.
such a pleasure.
Thank you for having us. Seriously.
Thank you very much.
Thank everyone watching.
And we love
Give it up for Dion and Alec. We can't wait to see Ramacha on December 6th when Season 2 launches. But now don't go anywhere because we're only getting started. And when we come back, it is the San Francisco Shock versus the Dallas Fuel. It's the 2022 Grand Final and it's coming up right after
fucking
this
go.
break.
She just slapped his hand on him. Was that Hank with a fucking like Dallas Dallas Fuels jersey on and fucking a Butterfingers in hand? It's hand painted too. I want one. I wonder how much is it? Nah, I'm not gonna search it right here. $200? Bruh, hell no. I know that it's hand painted and everything else. We're gonna have an early game, I guess. I don't know. Better early than late.
Broadsword ever developed, for LJN, this would be the last game the company would ever release. LJN has a long, storied history of quality that is questionable. And widely discussed online. Despite despite the fact that LJN never developed a single video game, some folks really dislike anything with this logo. But shockingly, their early roots publishing contentious NES titles didn't quite kill off the company, allowing them to lift their way to the edge of the new millennium. Now, while LJN was a multicolored husk anticipating a death knell in 2000, Broadsword Interactive would go on to develop games for the next decade. So it's one company's last game and another company's first. Was it enough to put LJN out of its misery? Was it good enough to propel Broadsword to more solid software creation? To answer these important questions, we must first explain what this game is. As you probably figured out from the title, Spirit of Speed 1937 is a racing game that takes place in 1937. And like in any good racing game, it offers players plenty of tracks to race with a whole stack of vehicles to choose from. Unfortunately, no matter which vehicle you pick, the only spirit you're going to awaken is a spirit of pain. In this game, every car tries...
Welcome back to Watchpoint. Once again, we are getting ready for the 2022 Grand Finals. We're going to see a two-time champion taking on what looks to be an absolutely unstoppable force in the Dallas Fuel. But those two teams also do have some history, so let's take a look at that and talk a little bit about the times they've met before and how that went down.
Yeah, they've obviously very storied franchises. San Francisco Shock, two-time champions, but the Dallas Fuel have been making a run this year, and the San Francisco Shock have only beaten them once. Their most recent meeting of the Dallas Fuel against the San Francisco Shock was in the Summer Showdown, where the Dallas Fuel handed it to them in the playoffs.
They've won the 7 most recent maps against the San Francisco Shock, but this is not the San Francisco Shock we've seen this season. This is like the 2019, the 2020 Overwatch League champions. This San Francisco Shock roster, they are something else, and they've really turned it up here in the playoffs. If it's any time they are going to take down the Dallas Fuel, it is right here, right now.
It's an interesting storyline because the Dallas Fuel have been the favorites throughout the entirety of these playoffs. Everyone's been saying this is the team to beat, and they haven't let us down so far. While the San Francisco Shock, we were worried about them very early on. They hit the lower bracket. Not many of us expected them to make it all the way through. If they could fulfill this lower bracket run, win in these grand finals, it will be one of the best runs in Overwatch League history at the least, but a lot of esports as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, generally, if you're a two-time champion, both of those times with completely different rosters, and now once again, you're rocking up with a new roster, a rookie roster as well, right? So that really goes to show just the coaching on that team is on another level.
But also, we have a couple of grand final winners on that lineup. Striker is one of the biggest veterans in the game, having been part of those lineups. And he played Reaper in the 2019 finals as well, something he's doing right here as well. Violet, I mean, he's been a spectacular player for so long now, taking up to the Lucio and been one of the best main supports in the game. So this is a Shock roster that is now coming into the finals with momentum. They have experience in the biggest moments on the biggest stage. The Dallas Fuel, they might be a bit caught off guard here.
And 2019, Striker won that playoffs MVP as well on that Reaper. That's how influential he was when it mattered. And now you have Proper, Rookie of the Year, MVP. The list goes on. He could get more awards in this one if he can have another level of performance like he just did against the Houston Outlaws.
If you're looking back at the performance we saw so far from both of those teams in what we dubbed the Banana Rush meta.
Yes! Fucking plushie.
We did, but that was, that was all of us. I'm not... Unless you like it, then
Fucking
I'll take the credit for
Winston
it, of course. But yeah, no, if we're looking at the performance so far and how the meta has been played,
Yeah.
do you feel like there was a real crack in the armor
Winston plushie.
at all looking at the Dallas Fuel? Like,
Fucking Winston plushie.
I haven't seen one, if I'm being honest, because the thing that they have, Edison is peaking at the right time. He is playing such good Overwatch. He's been performing highly on that Sojin. But not only that, you have Fearless, who's been shutting down everyone else on the opposition side. You have Sparkle, who's just such a smart player on that Reaper. And the backline is impenetrable, it feels like at some time. So Dallas Fuel hasn't shown a crack yet. The Shock will have to make one.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about the Sojourns all you want, but if there's one player that I really want the viewers to hone in on, it's Fearless on the Dallas Fuel. His Winston has been lights out this entire tournament. And Winston has the best ability in the game when it comes to stopping Sojourns. The primal
like
rage
the sticker,
is
like, you know, he has a little, like,
you juggle the Sojourn around. If someone's to shut down Proper on the San Francisco Shock, it has to be
Fearless wearing his Explorer outfit.
We're looking at
Oh, you remember the Explorer outfit that I have?
Leveling Up presented by Butterfinger.
Yeah.
There is, of course,
Like,
something
you know,
we do
the
need
sticker
to talk
spray
about, and that is the Dallas
where it
Fuels.
has that.
I don't want want to call it
But
cycle
yeah,
of misery
yeah,
anymore
imagine
because
it.
we're in the grand finals now. So
It's not over
Oh,
yet.
I
It's not
do.
over yet.
And I say they
Someone's
made
keeps calling that fucking
to
Winston
talk about
pushing
the
up
glow
there.
up that franchise had from the very beginning of the now. I'm just saying, you know, some people took part in some of those
It's
results.
like saying,
And
oh,
that's it. Look at these
Winston
results.
fans.
They went 10th in the regular
Hooray.
season
Yeah,
when there were only
Winston in
12
the crowd.
teams, then 15th when there were 20. They went up to 9th and 11th, and they've slowly started to make these changes.
I don't think this-
In the
I wonder
2021
how the
season,
boss
they
players
started
have to
adding
make
this
the
roster
Winston
together, and
out,
they had success,
like,
but they only finished 3rd in the last playoff.
that's gotta be a
so
lot
now
of
here they
material.
are in the 2022
That's gotta be a
playoffs.
lot
Can
of
they finally
materials.
get that
The
crown,
2019
get the chip that they've
playoffs
been
is what I
chasing for
fucking
so
hate
long
how they
and
played.
achieve everything?
That is the biggest question. Can the Dallas Fuel finish the job? Because the most dangerous thing about the Dallas Fuel so far is
I don't think. I wonder how has
they've
the
been
new
sweeping the
hero
competition so far.
feel like
They're almost
under Lisa.
expecting to win this championship. And San Francisco Shock, they've been on a legendary run in the lower bracket. They are the underdog
I
going
am
into this
trusting
series, and they have
Fearless
that with
and
them going into this
Sparkle
matchup.
I
to
do wonder
be on
though.
their
I mean,
fucking
obviously Dallas
best.
Fuel sitting
As much
comfortably in
as
that
I,
middle bracket,
if
so that means that they had
if
some
we
time to rest,
lose,
but
I'm gonna
more
be
importantly,
highly
they got
fucking
some
upset.
time to really take a look at what the San Francisco
I've seen how
Shock were
Sparkle
doing,
and Fearless
running
play.
through that lower
They don't
bracket,
need to
meeting
show
some
fear.
of the
They
absolute
don't.
highest level teams that they are. So do you
Fearless
think
needs to play
anything the Shock can
Winston
still throw at them?
very,
Any surprises that we might see?
professionally.
Well, we got a surprise from the San Francisco Shock in the last match. They played Mikey on 2
And I
maps,
need-
which plays the game
I
very
need this.
differently to the way that Khalees
I need
does.
Sparkle to
Obviously,
play
Shock
fucking
and Popper
Reaper.
is step 1, but if you can do that, you still have to deal with the rest of the
The
team. as well.
Kasune,
and the pressure
the
is on
Kasune
Dallas
ult
Fuel.
is
They are the team expected to take it.
abso-fucking-lutely
San
dominating
Francisco Shock, they're on a
when it's
miraculous run. They
used
want to win,
with
but I don't think
Reaper.
the pressure is really on them.
Because the
I have
fucking
to say, though,
Here it
this
comes.
has been
because this
a different
Reaper's ult
Proper. I mean,
literally
in
goes
that
super
last
fast
match,
as
that
hell.
was one
His
of the
shotgun's
best
rapid
individual
fire
performances I've ever seen.
and everything
After the
else.
2 first maps in the last series, Proper had 17.5 final bows per 10 minutes. There's like 3
What the
team
hell is
wipes
it?
per 10 minutes. That's ridiculous,
I'm
right?
sorry to
so
have this, so
Proper,
people,
he's
but
been on a
Reaper
completely different
literally
level
still
so far,
forgetting
and especially in the match
first
earlier today.
voicer for,
He could just flip this entire
for
series on his head.
Mercies.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's the
Passed
Rookie
on.
of the Year, the MVP of the year. If anyone wants to take over this
Wait,
game for the
what?
shot, it has to be Proper.
Yeah, she died.
I saw some people in the audience
first Mercy
disagreeing with the
voicer.
script writing here, not wanting the Shock to take it 3 times.
died.
Apparently that's boring.
But she passed
honestly,
away?
You play like Proper,
Yeah, she
kind
I
of
don't know what
deserved, but
happened.
yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
But
I'm very
I remember
interested to see
people
where our
telling me
friends
that
are
she,
going. Are you going for
she
the
passed
obvious
away.
favorite in the Dallas Fuel, or are we going for like what looks to be an underdog?
did
That's
not
weird to
know
call the San
that.
Francisco
That's
Shock an underdog.
sad.
All right, here are our Preds for this match.
Zoe.
I thought you was
Zoe!
Looking to the crowd. Oh no!
Is that Bradley look
Oh
around?
hell no, Zoe!
Listen, I predicted them literally at the beginning of the season. I predicted Proper to be the MVP and the Rookie of the Year at the beginning of the season. That came true. So clearly, I have some clairvoyance abilities, and that means that I have to ride or die with the Shock. So I'm all in on them.
I respect it. I respect
I'm sorry.
it.
There we
Dallas-
go. I'm not alone. There's at least one more Shock fan in the audience.
For me, the Dallas Fuel have been so dominant throughout this entire playoffs, it's hard for me to predict against them.
Yeah, Dallas Fuel, they have to be the favorites going into this. They've just been destroying the opposition with
I'll be
ease.
getting a fucking
I mean, I don't think
Dallas
San Francisco
Fuel
Shock can
fucking
realistically
shirt. I wonder
take
if I
them
can put
down.
my name on it
Yeah, I
in the
hope they
back.
put up a good fight, though. Can we at least get a great finals? Come
really
on.
like the
Finals,
noise.
that's it.
Not
Make
fun
it good.
gamer on the back.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean that's the dream, right? For every
'Cause
final.
this
to play
this
it as close as
this
possible.
jersey that I have on is a
Zoe, I'll print
G2
that.
that has this button.
That wasn't on the table to
Dallas will
we
win.
take it.
Dallas will win, close.
Close. We take it. We take it. All we want is some great Overwatch, and I'm pretty sure we're in for a treat with those 2 teams in the final. So now it is finally time. The 2022 Overwatch League Finals start right now.
It started as a promise. A promise of something different. A promise of heroes. But the path to glory is never promised.
Someday I want to be a
Devastating.
For me, it's to be a YouTuber.
The largest mountain to climb.
You know, I still need to mess with a lot of stuff
a glimmer of hope
before
persists.
they do it in my dream.
The promise of a new era.
The stakes get ratcheted up a notch. Oh! No way does he win that! That's what you want to see! Are you not entertained?
An era that celebrates where we came from.
Gonna
A place we
this.
call home.
We need that fucking trophy.
Which heroes will fall? Which heroes will rise? The Overwatch League Grand Finals start right now.
Kickoff clash. Mid-season madness, summer showdown, countdown cup, and now the 2022 Overwatch League playoffs. All the obstacles designed to churn out the very best of the best here in the Overwatch world. And Matthew, we finally have them. What a pleasure it is to be here to preside over our 5th Overwatch League Grand Final. The Shock and the Field go at it once more.
And we've been in this scenario before, you and I, with the Shock in the finals, just different opponents throughout the years. It's a much different looking Shock roster though, right? You know, you have Striker, you have Violet, everybody else kind of new players coming on in. I mean, right, like what, before the season, you know, they lose Super, right? Super decides to retire, they got to replace him with Kaluge, trying to figure it out. How good would this team be? They are as good as they normally are. And then on the other side with the Dallas Fuel, this has been a team that like their greatness has been promised for so long, and they've just never been able to get there. Last year, so close. You thought maybe it was their year. They get third. Now they find themselves in a grand final so close.
First, they were hyped. Then they were mocked. Now they are revealed, a collection of mystical elements brought together to form what we now know as the Dallas Fuel, a gambit made to run all the way to the top of the Overwatch League. Over the last couple of years, that hasn't been the story for the Dallas Fuel. Yeah. It's something new and something special for them to be here competing now for the top honor in the Overwatch world.
And I think there's a lot of pressure on the Dallas Fuel, right? You see the way the Shock play earlier, and specifically Proper. I mean, you know, making Dante's life really difficult on the Winston. Like, Fearless is going to have to show up big time here today. And then I think Edison as well. You know, the post-game interview from the other day, he was like, you know, as long as I'm not nervous, I'm in a good spot. And, you know, there's a lot of people in the venue today, and you see how Proper's playing earlier, I'd be pretty nervous.
Those nerves, something these teams are going to leave behind backstage as they walk out before that happens. We're going to head over to our venerable master.
Oh fuck, a fucking little sex site bot. Okay, of course.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. It is now time for the grand finals of the 2022 Overwatch League season. So let's not waste any more time, shall we? And let's introduce your first team, looking to become the 3-time world champions and shock the world. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the San Francisco Shock! Playing in the damage position, it's Striker! Also in the damage position, the MVP of the season, the one and only Proper! In the tank position, looking to keep the squad alive, it's Mikey! A good tank ain't that good without a good support. Welcome to the stage in the support position, it's Finn! And also joining him in the support position, put your hands together for Violet! Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the San Francisco Shock! And now it's time to light this stage on
Let's
fire.
fucking light this stage with blue fire.
For the Dallas Fuel!
Fucking go. Here we fucking go.
Damage position, the mad scientist. It's Edison.
In his head. Hey yo.
Also in the damage position, put your hands together for Sparko.
Let's fucking go, my boy. Let's go. Number 1. Let's do this.
In the tank position, it's the one, the only,
Fearless. Let's go, boy.
In the support position, welcome to the stage, Fielder.
Let's fucking go, boys. Let's go.
And last but most certainly not least, in the support position, welcome to the stage with a big round of applause, it's Chio.
Fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Put your hands together for the Dallas Fuel.
They got the fucking dream team. They got the fucking dream team.
And now it's time to jump right back into the action and send it over to Uber and Mr. X.
What a moment for these two teams to have a chance to eye each other off before they take their places on the stage. They're known to each other. This rivalry renewed many, many times over the years, especially this one. And of course, in that Summer Showdown finals, it was the Dallas Fuel laying waste to the Shock. They're looking like a different team, Matt. A different mentality, a different vibe.
I think it's really important, though, that they get off to a good start. Now, the Shock, they've had a series already today, right? They've gotten to play in front of the crowd. You know, there's not really no jitters anymore, right? Maybe a little bit because now you're in the finals. But the Dallas Fuel, you come in, you watch that first game, the first time walking out, the crowd's going crazy. Like, how do you kind of settle down here in map number 1?
Less of an opportunity for the Fuel to have warmed up today, and someone I think we need to talk about, Duff the man scientist, and it's appropriate. Edison silenced all of his doubters yesterday. When we questioned him in that first map against the Outlaws, we said he needs to step up big time in this series, and he delivered. He said afterwards, as long as I'm not nervous, I'm ready to dominate. That's a strong statement to make. You have to wonder where his head's at right now, because he has the biggest challenge of his career sitting across from him.
And for me, looking at this series, Fearless has to be that guy for the Dallas Fuel, right? We've seen the Shock, when you have space for proper, he just takes over these games. And Fearless has to be that Winston player we know of in the past, right? Where he is able to cause so much chaos for the opponent. Johnny mentioned on the desk, Primal Rage, one of the best ultimates. Get in front of that Sojourn, Kariko ult drops down, knock players out of position. Fearless has to be as good as he's been historically in this series right now, because Edison's going to have lanes to shoot, right? You look on the other side with Mikey and Kalush, very good players, but nobody who you kind of say is like a Winston main, so to speak, where Edison's probably going to have a little bit of room. Proper, if they give him that space, this could be a very long series.
A 1st-to-4 series here in our grand finals, and it all begins on some hallowed ground. Lijiang Tower will be our first battlefield, and crucially our first stage will be Control Center.
And you look across the stage, right? Striker's been here before, Violet's been here before. It's kind of new territory for everybody, especially I know with the Dallas Fuel, right? They've been grinding as an organization to get to this point, the ultimate goal. So close. These players have been playing Overwatch for so long, right? Since like the start of Overwatch 1, right? They've been grinding their way to the Overwatch League for a moment like this.
Here we are. Bated breath as the teams prepare to come out on spawn. Our 2022 Grand Finals starts now. The Dallas Fuel and the San Francisco Shock.
So it looks like both teams gonna vie for position over the point here. As Proper takes a shot early on.
Ooh.
Just kind of like jockeying for position here, right? Fearless kind of just seeing where everybody's running. They're actually gonna Shock gonna rotate around, try and take some of this position on the high ground.
Yeah, Dallas peeled back for Edison very quickly there. They're very concerned about Mikey closing on him. Fearless is dropping in the backside here, and no one's paying proper that much attention early on. The Shock trying to aggressively position themselves towards the
Let's fucking go! Let's go!
Shouldn't be surprised, but here we are. Edison is still on the field now. He's able to slide away from
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Fancies a bit of argy-bargy with Edison. Brings the monkey down. No one capping yet. The Dallas Fuel.
Come on, Edison, hold it, 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 Edison, hold it.
That's a risky play.
That is a really dangerous play there from Striker. That's a really good sign for the Dallas Fuel early on, right? Violet not as aggressive as like an offensive player as Chio, where Chio sometimes gets caught out by the Sojourns, you know, wall riding and whatnot. But it also gives them another weapon to throw at Proper, right? You know, Fearless on one side, Chio on the high ground on another. Difficult to keep him up.
Proper don't expect him out of the Fuel to play so close here. He has to back away, disrupt the shot. He's deployed. Edison finding a headshot there, and Violet's very low. He's trying to build towards that sound barrier now. A little bit of pressure going in Edison's way. He's going to take to the high ground. Sound barrier, but it's too late. San Francisco are down to 4 now. The durability of
Fuck! Oh my gosh! Come on! Internet, stop! 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 Oh, I'm about to literally break this.
Keep Proper alive. Then you have him. The other team has a huge advantage here. And Dallas, you're going to have both support ults coming into this fight, and they're going to go above 50% on the point.
Kitsune rush up here. Violet not having that sound barrier. It feels like a goal.
Okay, not great, Mitch.
Oh my gosh! Fuck off, internet! Stop!
Not great indeed.
Fuck off! Stop!
Dallas really setting the pace right now. San Francisco trying to set up, constantly getting caught off guard. Finn no longer has that Kitsune rush. They're losing so many key ultimates to Shock.
And you've been able to hold on to this sound barrier, right? You can get aggressive behind this sound barrier. You can kind of like disengage maybe when Proper uses Overclock or Primal.
He's able to get away, but for how long? Fearless chases him down. Relentless pursuit of the Kiriko.
Let's fucking go! I swear I'm gonna. I want the old router back. Fuck it, this new one sucks. This new router sucks. Absolute dick. It sucks so much, and I hate it.
Has to heal himself. Proper finally gets into the game. His first final blow in the map so far.
Let's fucking go.
Violet and Chio both down. The team's body flag both building, and here comes Sparkle. The Shock are able to get away though. No purchase with that Reaper ultimate, but Edison turns up yet again. Proper searching, probing, hunting, and Edison is down. Now he'll play from the periphery. He needs another kill here. He's going to get pressured by Fearless.
Let's fucking go! Sparkle with the fucking. Oh my gosh!
But don't have the ability to push over the line.
Oh my god! Good
connection there.
Kitsune rush.
Finn is very, very low, and the Shock are running on fumes. That's going to be it for the first round.
Oh my fucking gosh, man! Oh my gosh!
We finished round 1.
That's so
huge kill disparity here at the start.
Oh my gosh! He just threw that. He threw that so hard.
Walked from Proper's POV. In the first person, you see a Winston bubble dropping right in front of him. You know, the Lucio shooting to his side. He's already used his dash, can't get out of the way. Makes it really difficult for the Shock to get anything going.
0 final blows for Striker in that first round. 6-2 is Fearless leading the lobby right now. We talked about that tank matchup. Fearless is the linchpin for Dallas.
And it's wild because Hanbin's played a large part of the season for the Dallas Fuel, but that you keep Fearless on the roster for moments like this.
Fearless going in early. Edison using a safe lane for the time being. Both teams trying to find close quarters here, which could be scary. Disrupt the shots both already being used, and the Fuel are trying to track the Shock as they move across the map here. Mikey trying to punch the backline, and Fuel could be in trouble. Great pick off by San Francisco. Dallas will start on the point with a down player here.
Yeah, and they're down there. Kariko's so much healing.
Edison.
They give up the point. They end up rotating out. Maybe if Edison finds what there, they actually go back in. They give up the point. Mikey goes in over the top. Already the Winston bubble being used.
Fearless not engaging with that dive. In fact, just using it fairly neutrally there. Maybe just to knock Mikey away if possible. Good angle for Proper here. San Francisco off to a decent start. Here's the disrupt the shot thrown into the main atrium, but the Shock are going to sidestep it now and try and approach the point. Disrupt the shot again. Proper trying to give himself a little bit of room to breathe here.
Let's fucking go. Push him, push him, push him.
Fearless low. There it is.
Fearless, no, fuck!
And that's if you're the Shock. Those are the types of openings you need there. Is you're going to get above 30% here on the point. Gio and the rest of the crew just trying to get out.
Living dangerously. And presents himself for Proper to devour. 40% and counting. San Francisco off to a great start here.
And one thing that Shock I don't think can like really match, right, is how aggressive Fielder and Gio can be offensively. But you can also take advantage of that, right?
And I just...
Shit.
Low. Good idea. Protection Suzu used. Striker's going to be able to get out there. Nice disengage from Dallas. Very nimble. Proper needs to respect Sparkle now with the Wraith Walk. He tries to approach. Gio gets his 5th final blow of the round. But the Shock have the numbers.
Violet, not the flashiest on the Lucio, but right there, you saw the boot, Striker in position, all to help Proper keep him up. Mikey handles Edison on the other side of the map. The Shock getting close to tying up map number 1.
96 now. Fearless will be the one to step up first.
Primal Rage and beat.
Plenty to work with here for the fuel Edison. Oh, he finds Proper's head, but Finn responds. The trade is there. Finn can return to his team. Fearless also will have to do the same now. Straight to the back of the point. That's where much of the fighting is occurring here. Striker needs to be careful. Hell Pack won't be up for a while, and Fearless just gives him a tickle.
Oh, there we go.
Go the Shock. They're gonna have to give it up.
And you're okay with giving it up, right? I know you end up losing your overclock there. Didn't have anything else to deal with, but you ended up having Edison use overclock, Primal Rage being used there, and Sound Barrier. So you get some big key ultimates. You're already at 99. You just need one fight to go your way.
Not a lot of ultimates though for either team here. Many expended in that previous fight. San Francisco looking to play a slightly longer game here.
Ooh!
Even longer now with one of them coming up spawn.
Edison! 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 Oh my god!
And that's not a good
I
fight.
think this mad scientist.
What they wanted to do there, Mitch, they just want to play that side room and just build up these support ultimates, right? You could have farmed the Trico ult, you could have farmed the Sound Barrier, and then you could have engaged. But because Violet gets picked off early and it just all goes in the Fuel's way, they're going to have that Consumer Rush.
Mikey, how does he find himself here? Drops in, right in front of Sparkler. He's able to jump back to the rest of it.
Oh, shit.
Are you serious? The Dallas Fuel allowed the Shock to retake the point. They're unaware of the fact that overtime was there. That is a bundle and a half.
Come on, come on.
And in moments like this, right, you got the crowd reaction. I'm sure the reaction on stage. You got to kind of settle down now going to this final round, right? You don't expect to lose that round in that type of fashion. They end up flipping the point back, ends immediately. That's a tough one.
One they surely wish they would have back. Mikey just presents himself, right? You know, looks out of position. Yeah. Dallas all turn their heads towards him. He jumps back to the point, and all of a sudden, round's over. Dallas tunnel visioning on the Winston.
I know, when you were like, what is Mikey trying to do here? I was like, well, from my point of view, it looks like he's trying to die pretty quick. He's getting, blown up by
the greatest decoy.
Yeah, but just gonna sneak the point out the back.
Again, Edison operating in this pocket. He's going to be dueling with Proper, who wants to have gone for a time.
Oh, dude, Violet had maybe one shot there. He's so low.
Dallas giving a little bit of ground here. Maybe trying to get Sparkle now into the fight. Edison is out of it, that's for sure. And Proper's not done here. Think back. Think what he did to those Outlaws. Give this guy an inch, it'll take a country mile. Gio, well, it was only ever going to go one way.
Think what he did to the Outlaws. Think what he's been doing to the entire league all season long. The Shock will take the point first. And you know, sometimes like players come into the league and there's lots of hype, and there was a lot of hype for Proper, and you're like, all right, yeah, let's see what happens. to like surpass that and then some. So, you know, we've kind of joked around like Proper is inevitable, and he is making this run back happen for the shot through this loser bracket. It's insane. Mikey, that's a really fast play there. Shield gets that speed boost, gets Sparkle right in the mix, and Mikey not able to get out.
San Francisco not ready for that kind of pace here. How are they going to respond? Oh, Proper! What's happened there? Continue rush deployed regardless, but what are the options here for the Shock? It's a hard reset.
Meanwhile, my
And that is a huge turn of events there for the Dallas Fuel. They speed boost in, they get that first kill. Let's see.
Oh.
Not good.
Stealing my lines.
Mikey Lowe again getting picked off in the middle. Oh my word, Edison. That one came out of absolutely nowhere. He's dialed in, Matt.
I mean, look, you have to really, as Mike, you have to be careful jumping in these positions, right? Time and time again, we've seen now throughout this series, at least in the early parts, you know, taking big chunks of damage on in.
Gio's having to boot Mikey away as he comes down, so it's not going to land in the ideal location, but there's going to be a sound barrier here for the Shock to work with. Oh, the Death Blossom! Sparkle being able to find Proper there. It's going to be a trade of Sojourns, in fact, but there's Finn right in front of him. ATP's back on the safe land. And the Shock booted out again.
3 fights in a row in favor for the Dallas Fuel. Overclock's available for both sides here. And maybe are able to actually like kind of speed boost Striker onto the point here, take that opposite position. You have that Death Blossom to work with.
Striker posturing here, Sparkle a little bit low, having to get away. Overclock for Proper. Can he just park someone? Yes! 2 huge kills and enough to put the Shock ahead of this fight, but it's not over. Striker now needs to try and get his damage done, but he's staved away by the Winston bubble. It looks like he has the fuel around. Striker a contingency there with the Death Blossom.
Zoning all.
Secures the fight win. They did see that and back away.
Like a big spinning disruptor shot there. I see doing the Reaper dance there on the point, blocking him off. It's 81% though for the Dallas Fuel. In a position where you're going to need like 2 fights, I think, to flip this and win.
Katuna rush thrown down. Edison quickly getting away. He knows the rest of his team are also...
He does have a great angle, Mitch.
Not now that the fight has been taken where... Oh! What is that? That is unhealthy.
How did he hit that? Where?
Long range across the map, full charge. Just the way you like it. Violet has a sound barrier here. Gonna have no... Okay. Not gonna be able to get it in time. The Shock looks like they might be grouping up for another fight. Come back. Dallas does flip.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Let's go! Let's go! We're turning the fucking roster today. Let's go! We're about to win this one. Take it over. Take it over. It's done. Let us have that point. We got it. 0-1. Oh, hell no.
Fielder lays it down. Sound barrier there for Violet, but Mikey, but Proper. There's bubbles in the way. Still Proper's going to come forward. It's only going to be the one. Here come the Dallas Fuel.
Let's fucking go. Let's go.
They're hungry.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic start for the
Oh my gosh. That fucking Kasune rush fucking saved our lives. So many ults saved our lives.
In that final fight.
Proper playing as if he did, right? No choice but to slide forward. That's the kind of pressure you face going up against the Dallas Fuel. Fearless forcing Violet away, bubble down, breaking that line of sight up. A very forgettable sound barrier is what is the Shock's undoing in that first round. Showing us a lot of spunk though. Dallas Fuel giving a bit of a round over to San Francisco to make it a very competitive first map. What a way to start our 2022 Grand Finals, folks. Stick around. There's more to come.
Oh my gosh. Edison with his aim. Edison with his aim is on fleek.
The Overwatch League is brought
Oh
to you
my
by
gosh.
Crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery. No one lays a finger on your butterfinger.
do they have right now? Let me see.
How many are watching?
I got no idea. I forgot how to check for the viewers.
Wait, let me check for you. I have myself. Okay.
No, not my stream. Talking about the live stream for this
the
game.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
Well, it probably has a lot of people, but technically it is the competition. Technically people who are able to make it. But there's people who actually gotta go to work or do other stuff.
Three kills! Holy Lord, in the blink of an eye! Oh, the sleeper Mondraku! What is this man on right now? Oh, Zero puts Vision in the dark, returns to sender! They can't get away, the damage is inevitable!
Everyone's gonna be.
But the rampage!
Everyone's gonna be talking about this thing.
This man looked revitalized. FD God from the top of the pillar!
And Seiko with that blade does get hit by the coach. He's able to eclipse the distance. He's going free. They'll be able to tap. Don't have a
What a sleep dart! There it is, just signaling the button. Oh my god. You're just not getting a solid selection there. Oh, what they find it. Come on!
That's it, the run it back tournament, definitely not one you want to be missing. Contenders has never been more competitive, Matt. Speaking of competition, how about this one for you?
And, you know, we've been kind of like, every matchup I feel like, you know, oh, is Edison going to be able to live up to merit? Is, you know, if they play against Shy, how is it going to go against Proper? He's come up clutch. Now you're worried maybe into this series, like, are the nerves going to get to him, whatnot? I also think it helps that, like, Fearless is just able to cause so many problems for the opponents. It makes Edison's life a little bit easier, but he has been playing fantastic.
Both Winston players trying to create the space for these two to do their best work. I don't think we need to ask the question anymore whether Edison is ready, willing, or able to step up to Proper. Wouldn't he love to serve him up an L on a day like today? Look, pretty competitive first map. I think that second round, you know, Dallas, you thought they were in a position to sort of run it back pretty comfortably. They're on night market, but they kind of give over the point there. A little bit of an error from them. They finish pretty cleanly.
Long series though, marathon type series, right? So it'll be the Shops map pick for map number 2. They will select King's Row. We'll also see Mikey stay in the game. So this is something that, you know, we've seen over the last series. That now typically Mikey would play Control, Kalush would come in and kind of play a lot of other different things. I know potentially even maps on, you know, you think of like Escort, like a Circuit. You come in and play the Sigma, but they leave Mikey in to play that Winston here on King's Row.
Mikey definitely, you know, Winston being one of his sort of core heroes alongside the Wrecking Ball, so seems like the Dallas are already hoping to put him in position here to challenge Fearless, or at least match his impact. They're not 1v1ing very often, but again, if you can shut down Edison, you are well and truly on your way. Kings Row, Matthew, a map that with these Winston compositions can be pretty volatile at times. We've seen a lot of teams make very strong attacking pushes, but sometimes the defense can be hard to put together against this kind of rush style.
Yeah, and you see when you have a player like Fearless, right, or Gushue, like how we caught, Route 66, Gushue with a bubble, blocks the sound barrier. Right there towards the end, Fearless, perfect bubble on the Winston, right in the doorway, blocks some of the players from getting that sound barrier. Now, having that Winston expert, so important, as it'll be the Dallas Fuel on defense first.
Curious to see how involved Chio is going to be able to find himself. He was everywhere at once. Lijiang Tower. Very aggressive Brand of Lucia. Very high final blows, generally. back in week 7 of the regular season. I remember that loss as well. Fuel still establishing themselves. Shock with very high expectations on their shoulders, despite being a team mostly forged anew this year, but so much faith in the franchise and the culture they've set. And it's paid off.
It's an unbelievable regular season for the Shock, right? No tournament wins throughout the year, which is a little bit different than in years past, but you'll trade some of those other tournaments for a win here.
All of them an important step in this team developing themselves for the live environment. Dallas here playing pretty passive, pretty out of line of sight for the time being. Looks like the Ullerworth Hotel is the choice of battleground now for the Shock. Trying to force Dallas away, hoping to bait them in by the looks of things here. Oh, Fielder! Okay then. That's a kunai lobotomy for your boy Proper.
Well, it's some damage that comes down from Chio. I was mentioning in map number 1, a little bit more offensive, aggressive than Violet. He's actually up on the wall. He actually lands some shots, and the Fielder puts him away with a headshot.
This allows Dallas now to establish their front line a little further forward, at least for now. Hope to generate another pick here and set the Shock further back, but San Francisco are disciplined. Proper approaches the point with plenty of charge to work with here. Just a lack of targets for the time being. Dallas playing extremely cagey around this railgun. Feelers have the touch though, and here come the Fuel out behind that bubble. Disruptor shot thrown down, so no one can close the gap easily. A lot of close damage, a lot of chip damage coming across the map. It's a railgun miss for Edison, and Sparkle, he didn't strike his eyes. The light and Chios just went out.
Is the Dallas Fuel, they get a little bit split there. So the Disruptor shot from Proper goes into the choke. You see him walking through here, and it splits off the supports and Edison, and they're not able to actually get through the choke. Fearless actually has to touch a point with Sparkle. They both take loads of damage, not enough opportunity to heal that all back up, and the Shock take the point.
Clean open there, you see Dallas still a little bit unsure about how to have a consistent defensive hold with this setup. Okay, Finn. Gio there, forced to respect that. A little bit of a Teru-esque foray.
Some of the Karikos, instead of using the TP, as kind of safety if they get dove, using him way more offensively to get out of harm's way.
Edison having to swing out from this corner. Glancing blow connects on Proper. He's close to his overclock as well. Kitsune Arrow's coming in. Here we go. Striker, pretty conservative at the start of the fight, not getting too close to the backline here. Like his primal rage, he's getting burnt to a crisp. Very dangerous place to be if the Winston and the Shock just teeter too close to the edge.
Dallas does end up using their sound barrier to come out and win that as well, though. So for the Shock, you do have a little bit of an advantage, right? I think there's an opportunity for them to use overclock, use that sound barrier, push them back. There's really not a lot of ways that Dallas Fuel can keep everybody protected.
Back to the drawing board here for the Shock. Sparkles in hiding. He's, well, in a position to do some damage here, but there's a sound barrier in time. This one for Viola, one he was looking for. Chio gets cut down. Flying a little too close to the sun. Here it is, Edison Proper continuing the trade out here, San Francisco. On the opposite side of the map for the Dallas Fuel here is the disengagement. Was able to put them on opposite sides. Big connect with Sparkle there, and this is looking much better for San Francisco. They're able to wrap around on Dallas there, and losing Chio early means Dallas had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and Dallas does a good job actually extending that fight, making it a little bit more difficult than one would think. The go sign, though, for the Shock there is as soon as the Dallas Fuel end up using that protection Suzu of Kariko, giving everybody that brief moment of, invulnerability, as soon as that wears off, that's when the Shock know that they can attack pretty safely.
Scout's really on the move now. 2 minutes 50 still left in the round for the Shock. Didn't spend too much time snarled up in that choke. It's a good sign. Sparkle and Fearless again, just trying to hold the Shock at bay. And allow Edison.
They're playing for this Kitsune Rush. They actually just farm it up now. Finn has his...
Oh!
It may not matter now.
What an opener there from Edison. And the Shock headed upstairs. They'll be regrouping, licking their wounds for a bit.
And we talk about how important Sojourn is in the meta, and I think obviously everybody can see why. Especially in moments like this, being able to get those early pickoffs, it just eats at the clock the Shock have to attack.
San Francisco, no choice but to regroup. Can't do too much about a fully charged railgun headshot.
Fake
things happen. Okay, Mikey redirected there out to the high ground. Katrina Rush now coming out from thin. Fielder reciprocating. Edison playing off to the side for the time being, but Striker steps up, forces him away. Now the sidelines aren't great for Edison, but Fielder's able to fire one on proper. Striker with the sound barrier, looking pretty comfortable coming forward, but a lack of play here in the San Francisco Shock. Most of the damage now needs to come from Striker's direction. Biking, dispersing these Dallas Fuel players, pressuring Edison up to the high ground, but Sparkle strikes into the back line. Stepping up. Okay, Striker he goes for it. Fielder. Sparkle lets the range walk, though he's able to avoid that for the time being. And Edison has the overclock that seals the deal.
Yeah, and I think when you actually have the Death Blossom come out from Striker, I mean, I was a little bit shocked. I thought potentially saves that, but he ends up using it. That's when Edison decides to pop the overclock. Yeah, and here it is. Get some damage down. Oh.
That is exquisite. And look, a tough for Striker there as well. He's not really where he wants to be. He's not within the Sojourn's vicinity. He's not within the Kiriko's vicinity. He just has to go for it there.
This is going to be so tough for the Shock, man. No support ultimates, just the overclock available. Shield's got sound barriers.
Sound barrier for proper. No, those insta-kills are hard to come by with that overshield on your opponents. The Shock now down to sub 40 seconds left. And they're on the wrong side of the map. This could get a little bit awkward. Can Striker break his way through? Is there enough time for Proper to get back? Neither of those look to be likely here. Edison can wrap.
I think you need to die fast here if you're the Shock, yeah. I mean, you need to die fast, you need to reset.
This could be dangerous. Dangerous!
And we see Proper right there, like sliding on in. You can't do that against a team like the Dallas Fuel. They are too good and too fast at capitalizing on mistakes like that.
5 seconds left in the round. Even a touch is going to be pretty brutal to get. Violet speeding his way forward, but Edison shuts it down! And the Shock are denied overtime! That's dirty!
Oh. Sparkle has so much fun on stage, man. It's a Violet's opportunity to touch there. Comes bouncing off the wall on the Lucio. Gets his head ripped off there by Edison.
Again, with only 5 seconds left in the round, their one chance was the Lucio touch. And it just so happened that Edison had a railgun with Violet's name on it. Not an auspicious showing here from San Francisco's attack on Kings Row. I'd be nervous if I was them now on defense.
It's scary because defense on Kings Row, like, it's not a great Winston defense map here, at least on point A. I think when you get towards the second half of the map, it's way better, as here we see it from Violet's POV.
Mind his own business. Oh. It seems I misplaced my head somewhere along the line.
Lucio's body like flips like 30 feet.
All right. So I think it's pretty clear San Francisco definitely need to eat through some of the clock on this first point hold. Not that we're expecting a full hold here. It's tough with a Winston defense, but that's their first step.
Very difficult to hold full hold on Winston defense here. Just hitting like the dive nature of it just doesn't really suit Kings Row point A. I think you can do obviously way more things once you get past there, but this is very difficult to full hold this composition because look, I mean, it doesn't have like a shield like a Sigma or a Reinhardt, right? Has to kind of play here in the open.
Okay, Fearless has already gone upstairs, and he can just hit the backline like this. In the meantime, the Shock are trying to reciprocate. Put pressure down on Dallas's backline, but Fearless somehow appears in the midst of the Shock as they try and come forward. They lose out on the damage.